Go
Do
for
I
it.
get into character now, or do I have to wait until?
I don't know, man. But again, you just every single time you manage to like actually make it so you're the first to talk. Every single time. But hey.
Well, it's not planned.
Yeah. All right. So we were talking about what? Sorry, about For the King.
For the King is free next week from the 23rd till the 30th of April. It's a 3-player cooperative RPG thing, and it's set on a map which is kind of like Civilization. Like, I've
Looks like
got it on Steam.
Looks like it's turn-based combat.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But you can split up, so you can each play a character and you can split up. But my mate was saying that it's not advisable to do that because there are some enemies that will just absolutely destroy you, like trolls, for example, or cyclops or ogres and stuff like that. So it looks really cool. I've never actually played it, but it's going to be free on Epic Games, so might as well. If you have an Epic Games account, just click yes.
I like how everyone's muted right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was literally just like doing the last few things to set up for this. So just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this and let you talk.
That's a mood. Doing the last few things set up for this nonsense.
Yeah. You know, it happens.
It's going to be good. I'm excited.
I'm glad
Yeah,
y'all
me
are
too.
excited. I'm anxious, but it'll be fine.
Are you excited
I'm
and anxious or just anxious?
Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
mean, more anxious than excited, but it'll transform once we get into it. Don't worry.
Nice.
I know how this goes. I've felt this before.
Them feels. All right, let me just.
Yeah.
This.
I bought
I
a book.
think
Sorry,
part
carry
of
on.
I was gonna just say I think part of what's making me nervous is that I've never run this adventure before, so I don't know if it's fun. I picked it because it seems fun. I have no idea how the balance is. Y'all might die instantly. You might all just breeze through it with no challenge. I have no idea. So we're gonna be learning together.
It's
Nice.
going to be great.
It is gonna
I'm
be
excited.
great. Oh man. Oh my god, Divine put even more NPC names in my Discord. Oh, they're good. Oh, they're good.
I saw some of them. I particularly liked Nargle Twice Slice.
Right?
That is a good one. That's
Implies a
good one.
history there.
I don't know, like I also like Noggle Slot Lord.
What's a name?
Right? It's a great fucking name. So what have you been up to since last week, everyone?
Still giggling at that. That's great.
Been giggling at it for a week straight is apparently what Derek's been up to.
I'm just gonna wake up at like 4 a.m. one night and just be like, Slot Lord.
No, it's Slot Lord.
Probably
Is it Splot?
Slot.
Noggle
Slot, yeah,
Lord.
Noggle Slot Lord, yeah.
It sounds like you're saying Slut Lord, though.
Slot.
Oh, I mean,
That's 'cause of
maybe
his
he
dodgy-
is.
It's questionable
No,
accent.
I'm saying Slot, S-L-O-T.
Yeah, he just put it in chat. Now the Slot Lord.
Yeah, it's just because Derek's got a questionable accent
Yeah, definitely.
of origins
So
unknown.
just everything just sounds like slutty.
Does that
when he
really? I'm
says it.
saying Slot Lord, S-L-O-T.
It sounds like you're saying Slut Lord.
Like to me,
Wow.
it sounds like slot. So not
Yeah.
like to me, it
Don't
sounds
worry,
like
Snow. To
intended.
me, you are also saying Slut Lord.
Yeah, I think it's just a Staney, honestly. Wait, hold up! I just saw William's name in chat. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Do I need to copy that onto the stat sheet?
What? No. I mean, you can if you want, but you don't have to.
Let me copy this and see if I can do it. Like while we're doing this.
I was just gonna have my name as Bill. Like, oh yes, but well, let's skip the formalities, and you can just call me Bill.
I mean, we can do that. Hold on. I'm gonna change it on the token.
Oh no.
Nice. I'll just
What if there's a bit about an NPC that it's a common problem with people think he's saying slut lord because of his accent? Oh, that's beautiful, right?
That is perfect. I'm actually gonna do that. I am so using that.
No,
love
I'm
that.
saying Slot Lord. I'm just from the Rainy Isles. This is my accent.
Have you seen Hello Hello with the English policeman who's speaking French, but his French accent's really dodgy? So that they all speak in a French accent, but it's like he's like, I was pissing by the door when I heard two shits.
Oh yes, right. Hold on. Where
That was daytime
is-
television back in like the 60s,
The good old
70s,
days.
80s. Yeah, something like that. I can't remember when it was out. It was a good show. If you ever get bored, watch Hello Hello. It's so funny.
I've heard it's good, but I've never seen it.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. So good.
Okay, William Buxton
It's
Fenfer
died.
Brindley III doesn't actually fit. So
Maybe you should just put Bill.
yeah, I'm
Because
just gonna
everyone's gonna be calling him Bill anyway.
leave it as it is with William.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah. Ow.
Oh no.
Ow. I hope you didn't hear that. That was my neck.
I did hear that.
Do
Wow.
you need a new neck, mate?
I need like Grammy right now.
To do some bone setting.
Yeah. Oh.
Oof.
I would.
Put your neck in a cast and just pause acid into it.
Yes.
Evil tieflings.
You have
Evil
to
tieflings.
dissolve the skin first, and then you set the bones, and then you let the skin grow back. It's common medical knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
No, you gotta cover it with maggots first to keep it from getting infected.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna grab something more to drink. I'll be right back.
I think we scared him off.
It boggles my mind though how crazy doctors at one point in history were.
You
It's like-
say that. They use maggots like today.
What? Really?
Yeah.
To eat out rotten.
They-
What?
Yeah, they eat
Stuff.
necrotized tissue.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
no better way
Honestly,
to do that.
It is a fantastic way to do that.
Oh, gross.
I know
Um,
I know that it's gross, but it is incredibly effective. They get all of the dead tissue, which means that they don't get any of the living tissue.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And leeches as well for draining out bad blood.
Well, that was my connection. I thought it was like that, like with the quacks with the beak hats and whatever. I assumed it was a treatment like that.
Plague doctors.
Yeah, those guys.
Trepanation, trepanation, knocking holes out your skull to relieve pressure on your brain.
Yeah.
Which is
Those
still a
guys were
thing that they have to
crazy.
do.
Yeah, there's an Australian football player got elbowed in the head, and there was pressure building up in his head, and some doctor came onto the pitch with a power drill and just drilled a hole in his skull.
You kind of, I know you're grossed out by medical stuff, but that is a thing that they have to do if there's like internal bleeding in your brain, because if the pressure builds up, like you will die from that, or your head will
Yeah.
just like.
I
Yeah.
think I don't mind that it's done. I approve that it's done. I just don't want to hear about it or ever see it happen or have it happen to me.
I think Snow needs to get Grammy some more medical knowledge like that and just start trying to do it in Tomb, and just so we can feel Derek squirm at the other end of the internet.
You know what? There's actually a really cool thing, and I hope that this is not squirm-inducing, Derek, because I don't think it's quite as egregious as some of the things we talked about. But when they do have to remove part of this skull, for whatever reason, they can grind that down into a paste and then reapply it, and it'll turn back into bone eventually.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
The
about-
body is freaking
What?
That's
amazing.
amazing.
I
they
only
will-
heard
they
the
will
last
basically
bit,
grind-
but damn.
They grind it up and then they put something with it so that it's kind of like a paste, and then they just put it back over there, and then that will help form new bone when the bones regrow.
Wow, that's cool.
They do it when people get their legs stretched so they can be taller.
But just the skull though. Like if you lost the end of your finger or something, you can't do that same thing.
I have no idea. I mean, Phil just said that they do it on leg bones to make them taller. I know it used for brain surgery, basically.
Wowzers.
That's where I heard of it being done. And I assume it can be done elsewhere, but I don't know.
Man.
Body's awesome.
Hey, Jelly.
Drink water and eat food. Repair yourself.
Yes.
That's how it works. It's great.
I
Long
got
rest
lots of
and
water
You've
here.
been stabbed, shot, whatever. Spells cast on you. Long rest and you're fine.
Yeah, just drink potions. It's okay. Drink potions and K. Gangplank in League of Legends just eats an orange, removes all crowd control, and heals, and just walks it off.
Yeah.
Well, there
Keep
you
calm. Keep calm and cast
Yeah.
cure wounds.
Eat
There you
orange
go.
and K. It's because he's a scurvy pirate, and eating an orange removes the scurvy.
To make your bones weaker, I have no idea. Probably.
I think if you break a bone anyway, though, it's always going to be weaker.
I mean, it's more
Like-
prone to being re-injured for sure.
It's like I think if you break a collarbone, it's like that's it for the
That's
rest of your life. And
the
if you
issue-
dislocate shoulders and stuff.
The issue with that is that when a bone repairs itself, it loses flexibility, and that flexibility is what prevents bones from breaking so easily. So they become more rigid when they repair. That's why kids, they can like run in, like they can fall down a cliff and like not break anything
Yeah.
because they're basically half cartilage.
That's why you can throw them down the stairs and all sorts. Throw them in front of cars, like.
I mean,
Phil,
kids are
put them in a-
really
please.
resilient.
Please don't promote that here. Just do it on your own channel, all right?
They get a
I'm not saying do it.
They get a specific type of fracture called a green stick fracture, and it's called like that because it's not a full fracture. It's like, you know, if you try to break like a sapling and you can't because it's so freaking bendy, and then like it'll just kind of like splinter in places.
Oh, yeah.
Their bones act like that because they're so bendy. So anyway, I know a lot of interesting bone shit.
It's cool though. It's like really interesting to know about that stuff because it means like it's increasing your knowledge and like you can just kind of further expand on that. It's like, you know, when you get stuck in a Wikipedia hole, I don't
Oh,
want to
absolutely.
reference Wikipedia because people will always discredit you for referencing Wikipedia, even though the referencing links are at the bottom of the article to show that someone else has read a book and then referenced it. But,
You know
it's
what?
just-
Whenever I had to do papers and they're like, you can't cite Wikipedia, I would always just cite the references from Wikipedia.
yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
I do that always, every single time.
I can't be bothered. It's fine.
But yeah, it's you just get into one of those knowledge holes and just keep researching and keep researching. And you're like Divine saying in chat, you could absolutely just dress up as a plague doctor and go to LARP. It's like, yes, well, apparently you've broken your leg and we can set the bone with potpourri and a pot of boiling tea.
Oh, jeez.
That's-
We'll just cut the leg off and mulch it down and grind it up, and then you'll drink some of it, and then we'll reapply the rest, and it'll grow back, probably, I guess,
Yeah.
maybe.
We'll
Let's see.
craft the bone into a sword and you'll have a sword leg instead. Then your enemies won't be messing with you because we'll just give them a swift kick.
Oh my
That
god,
does slashing damage. Fantastic.
don't
Yeah,
give
don't
me
use bludgeoning.
ideas. Oh my god. Well, Varys, you know what's awaiting you in the future.
I don't know, man. Just eat good berries and it's okay.
Well, I think we all know how Varys is going to die. It's not going to be the Tomb of Annihilation. It's going to be Grammy's medical experiments.
Well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Gonna die in a glorious blaze of death.
Bones.
Yeah, a shower of
Come on,
bones.
when Varys dies, it's going to be self-inflicted. He's going to do something.
And hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go. Should I poke this? Probably not. Hey, friends, what's this thing that I found? Shit.
I am
Out of
kind
character.
you know, I noticed I am kind of like that as a player. It was just like, I really shouldn't poke this. I poke this.
You have to though, because like otherwise you don't like. you know that behind that DM screen, the DM's sitting there going, I need the players. I need one of them to poke the thing so I can do the thing that I've spent like 4 days prepping and then start whatever encounter or start whatever conversation. You know, so like, for example, there's a magical pot on a pedestal in the middle of a room, not ominous at all. You touch the pot, a spirit appears and has a conversation with the players. You touch the pot, undead come out of the ground, like multitude of things. You know, you always think the worst is going to happen, but you can't. The worst won't. Nothing will happen unless you touch the thing. So,
Yeah, definitely.
that's my.
Yeah, because you can really get into like a whole thing that takes like 10-15 minutes sometimes, where everyone like is just suspicious of something, like there's obviously some kind of DM setup for something.
Yeah.
Just because you've seen lots, you played lots of video games, you played a bit of D&D, you know what those sorts of things look like, you know what bait
Yeah.
looks like, I guess.
Yeah.
But then you can spend a lot of time dancing around it, being like, I go into stealth and I examine it from 60 feet away using my binoculars. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes it's good to just
You
trigger
know,
it.
that's
I will say though,
doing it that way, like through binoculars, feels so much like old school D&D, like Tomb of Horror style D&D, where you just had to do it to survive.
I was exactly what I was about to say, that old school dungeons like that, they were full of things that were incredibly lethal and would just be like traps, like go ahead, sure, like trying to tempt the players into like, go ahead, open the box.
I wanted to
With
comment on
pleasure.
that too, because playing with you guys, I've become way more relaxed about this kind of stuff. My old GMs and DMs, prior to starting this or playing with other people online, like joining like Kelsa's groups and stuff, they were super into like, all right, well, the deadly trap is going to curse you, and now you just always are gonna have a -10 to these checks or something like that. Like it's like really harsh.
Yeah.
To your sanity
Trap.
attribute.
And so
Second
basically you
edition.
had to be suspicious of everything, because everything was basically waiting to kill you.
Yeah. Also, 10-foot pole is the most valuable item ever.
I just think you've got to, if it's kind of like that, you've got to like not have attachment to the character, because if you know that the player that's running the game is just going to fuck with your character until they die, then I'm like, meat grinder, it's fine. So like my next
Yeah.
character after Varus is 100% going to be a barbarian, and I'm just going to touch all of the things and it's going to be K.
But
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to also point out, like, once I've started like playing Blades in the Dark and stuff and other games, it's like bad things happening is fine as long as it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a mechanic in Blades where you can take a devil's bargain, where basically you get an extra die on your roll, but something really bad happens, and regardless of whether you succeed or fail, this bad thing is gonna happen. And I can be talked into some pretty bad devil's bargains, because it's like, okay, that sounds really interesting, I want that to
Yeah.
happen. Yep, okay, I'll take the die for that.
You know, that's what's really interesting to me about Zweihander as well, is why I'd love to play it sometime, because it's really like built into the mechanics of that pretty much as a campaign goes on, it's highly likely that you're building up these chaos ranks, which, as I understand it, like means weird chaos magic is more likely to happen to
Yeah.
you, and
Ooh,
your
you know
characters are
what,
likely to.
Derek? I think you would enjoy Dungeon Crawl Classics as well.
I mean, from the name of it, probably.
Yeah, it's like I think the design goal of that game was to create like this weird, the weird feeling when you're just like, oh, you're new to D&D and like you don't even know the dice types, like how they look like, right? In IRL, I mean, obviously. Then they tried to create that feeling for like established role players, right? So the whole setting is weird, and you use dice like D13 and stuff like that, like these weird dice as well. Also, mages
That's
are the
an
best
interesting
because like
idea.
you just the longer you play a mage, just the more mutated and weird you become. All right. Well, do I give the reins to you, Astani, or?
I was just about to ask, are you all ready to get started?
Sure.
Hell yeah!
All right, let's do this.
All right, so I'm gonna start with a couple of just sort of like, I don't even know what to call them, but this is gonna be different from Tomb. And we're gonna talk a little bit about the things that are gonna be different, the things that y'all can expect, things that you shouldn't have to worry about, and that sort of thing. So, oh yeah, I am GMing this, by the way. Hi, I'm a Staney. I'm doing it. So, the first big difference that y'all are going to notice, and my players already know, but for those of you who are hanging out in chat, this is a linear adventure, which means there is a set start, a set end, and set story notes that y'all are going to have to hit along through the adventure. Y'all can do free play or whatever, but there are some things that have to happen. So that's just gonna be a thing. Two, I'm probably gonna be rolling more behind the scenes. So I hope that I have your trust that I'm gonna be doing it fairly. I just want to experiment with that and see how it feels. Are y'all cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Sure.
I figured I'd throw it out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't mention
thirdly,
it, sure.
There's a chance I might cut us off early if I see us approaching a story point and I want to devote more time to it next time. So if you take a long time in this intro section and you're about to I'm like, okay, there's a fight coming up and I don't want to cut off in the middle of it, I might say, let's cliffhanger here. Are we cool with that as well?
Yeah.
For
Okay.
sure. Also, for some reason, my hotkey for unmuting on Discord stopped working. Well, I'm just confused.
Alrighty. It's all good. As far as content, there shouldn't be any major content warnings for this game. There's obviously going to be combat because it's D&D. But as far as tough issues or anything like that, I don't think that there's any major content warnings for this game. With that, let's dive in, and you're gonna have to let me know how the audio balance is because I'm gonna be playing music.
Oh.
I just
Music
I
in
completely
roll 20.
there is
Yes,
this
in Roll20,
thing.
make sure you don't have that
There's
tab
this
muted.
thing with streaming where I completely start ignoring music. I didn't even
I was just
realize I
listening to
had
some drum and
music
bass
on.
because I
All right, I'll shut up
mental.
now and let you do your thing.
mad for it like.
Welcome to Neverwinter, where our story begins. We pan across the city, seeing clusters of tall, red-roofed buildings. Castle Never sits high atop a cliff with 3 long bridges stretching across Neverwinter River and to the Protector's Enclave. Once known as the Jewel of the North, the city of Neverwinter has fallen on hard times. First a wasting sickness, then the spell plague. It's almost strange to think that only a few decades ago much of the city had been destroyed by the eruption of Mount Hotanel. But now, on this cool, sunny morning, we hear the sounds of a bustling city. Merchants opening their stalls and stores in the market, the hoofbeats and creaking of horse-drawn carriages as nobles make their way to court, the idle conversation of weary heroes making their way back to the Foxglove Tavern after a long night of adventuring. We stop and get a good look at each of you. First, the camera lingers on Gavriel. What do we see?
We see a dark-skinned human, although the token doesn't look like it, but a dark-skinned human with whose face is mostly covered by his black hair, but under it we see just a band of cloth bound around his eyes and scars running down his both his cheeks. He wears his weapon of choice, a longbow, on his back, and his clothes are held in those greens that you would find among rangers of this realm.
Okay. Is that all? I don't want to interrupt because
Yeah,
you
that's
started
it.
to talk.
That's it.
Okay. So then we pan to Solania. What do we see?
Solania is a very slight framed female Eladrin elf. And she has very elegant very dexterous, very graceful, like possession of her body as she moves. But she's wearing quite rudimentary clothes, so like has some leather armor, but over the top like a hooded hide and fur coat. Very, very tatty, and yeah, she has very tatty, like messy straw-like hair. Kind of looks like a bird's nest almost the way it's done. But she's equipped with one item that like totally goes in contrast to her like normally scruffy appearance, which is one incredibly elegant and well cared for, well polished rapier.
Finally, the camera settles on Bill. What do we see?
You see a 5'8" man with shoulder-length dark hair and a well-kempt beard. He looks very finely dressed, very forthright. Some might say frank, but I am not frank. I am William Buxton, Fenforth Brindley III.
Fantastic. We know that you all been working together here in the city for about a month, and it's gone surprisingly well. I mean, no one's died. Your reputation has grown. The work's gotten steadier. How did you all come to be working together? You all can decide that together now, since I don't think we've talked about it prior to the game. If you have any ideas.
I think what happened is our elven lady needed help with weights, and this is how I first met her.
Yes, I'm incredibly weak. I have 5 strength, which means I can barely carry my clothes. Yeah, that makes sense, because Solania is, well, we'll probably find out she's pretty naive and has some concepts, because of where she's from, in like this kind of scenario in a city where she just doesn't understand a lot of like societal concepts. So if anybody asks her to help with anything, she's just like, yeah, of course, yeah, totally. Oh, you need my shoes? Yeah, sure, here you go, that kind of thing. So, so like I was thinking, like, well, just her, she probably, I don't know, something dumb like gathering some chickens that somebody had lost in the marketplace. They were just running away, and she like darted around and gathered them up or something, like just dumb like errands that she would have done in the town before she met Gabrielle and William.
Yeah, I mean, if we could have all met in the market, because William is in the fish trade.
Oh,
Yes.
Fish trade.
Yes, yes. I'm a seafaring man, you see. He's has like an air of importance about himself. I wrote up in his backstory that he used to be a ship's captain, like a navy captain, and he did a stint down in Saltmarsh, and that made him quite a lot of money, because he's actually, I think he's about 45.
so maybe like William asked Solania, like maybe you heard of like there's if you need to not pay for something being done, you need some like dumb cheap labor. Then Solania, there's this elf girl that rolled into town that will help with anything, just as like favors. But then like if it's related to shipping or fish or like lifting things about, like I would have needed some help with that.
Yeah. They're like, oh, stop chasing those chickens and come and help me with these barrels of fish. Silly girl.
Right. So we came to work together, probably did a few adventures already as a group. And,
Yeah, you've already been here for a month. So you've been working together for a month.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
I could
like,
you could have
Back
because you're
in,
blind.
I think like back in the current day, like we see Gabriel just leaning and kind of with his head still just down. We just see him saying to Silania, what do you mean you cannot actually carry your own gold?
Well, I do some tasks, and sometimes people insist on giving me this stuff. I never ask for it, but Yes, it's quite heavy. Pieces of metal, you know, and you cannot eat them even.
Look, there is going to come a day when I manage to get you to work out and actually look at you. You're such a scrawny little thing.
I think Selania like looks down at her incredibly tatty clothes. Like maybe we see some like merchants walking past in significantly fancier clothes. But she sort of like frowns and like looks back up at you with her hands out at her sides. Like, what do you mean?
Mm.
I don't understand. I look fine. I'm fully clothed. So yeah, she kind of looks at you confused for a moment, Gabriel, and then says, "I would really appreciate it, Gabriel. You've done so much for me already, and I will pay you back in kind, of course. But if you would just carry my gold for me, it would really help."
How much do you have on you?
Oh, just one bag. And
Wow.
she, I think
I
she just
kind of
like chucks a bag full of gold to you.
Yeah, I think like it bounces off my chest, and I have to like, just search for it on the ground.
It's pretty heavy. It's quite a big bag of gold. There's like 300 gold pieces in there. She just like chucks it to you.
Okay. You know, I have trouble catching things.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
Look, let's just find William. He's probably off in some tavern.
So, Bill, where are you?
I'm in the tavern.
Okay. You made it there first then while this was going on. It's already packed, but you are able to find a table quickly because your reputation's already paying off. What are you getting for breakfast?
Full English. Well, a full common breakfast. I would have sausages, some eggs, some cooked tomato, some egg, some beans, some toast, and perhaps some black pudding. Yes. Not fish. I'm terribly sick of fish. You understand?
All right. When the two of you make it back to the Foxglove Tavern, you find Bill already at a table, full spread of breakfast out in front of him.
My friend. Come sit. I'll get the breakfast. Click the finger.
William! I think Selania like runs over. She's clearly very happy to see William, but she just like picks up some food off your plate and
Ah.
starts eating it.
Then wash your hands first, please, dear.
Oh, it's delicious. You always get the best food. Where did you gather this from?
Oh, the chap behind the bar. He the chef girl in the kitchen. She made it up. He served it to me on a plate. It's one of life's little pleasures, you know. Not having
She's
to.
taking huge gulps from your flagon of ale. I assume you have ale even in the morning. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. It's
these
a big
days.
metal pot with a horn for the handle.
Yeah, so she's taking like hearty gulps from that.
It's cleaner than the water, you know,
Bill,
girl.
how are things looking with that girl?
Well, I'd hate to say she's beneath me, but it's you have to keep these things on the down low. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll sort itself out. I've business to attend to, you know. But I'll just keep coming back to the tavern and drinking. One day she'll finish work. She'll get off early. I'll be able to talk to her properly.
It is a shame.
So I
you
have
just
a question
Yep.
for all of you. Do you all know what you have an idea for what your last job was? So you can all be talking about that too if you'd like. Just something to post.
So
North Carol.
I don't know if it would be our last job. The other thing that I would have certainly wanted to do while being in the town is trying to make myself as useful as possible to any like gardeners or flower groomers in the city. I heard that in Neverwinter there's like some area where there are flowers that like bloom all year round, which hence the name of the city. So like that's absolutely fascinating to me, and I would want to like make myself like any errands. Those people are gods to me essentially. Any errands that they would want me to do, I've been trying to make myself as useful as possible. But I guess otherwise we've been doing like adventure-y stuff as a group.
I think maybe our last job was to do with a missing woman somewhere in the vicinity of the city that in the end turned out to be a werewolf herself.
Oh.
A wolfer.
Totally not ripping off my own prep for session 1.
Do you have? Does Silania have her weapons on her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got a incredibly fancy rapier and a dagger.
So, it was a bloody good job you had those magical twirling blades on you, isn't it, Silania?
Well, you were very helpful in the fight yourself, you know. Words of encouragement and
Well, if you
magic.
sing a song of sixpence,
Oh,
spirit up.
a song of sixpence. I've not heard that one before.
Ah, well, let me just see if I can recall the words.
You know, I always wonder if he actually comes up with the words or the lyrics just off the top of his head, or if there is like, or maybe just, you know, writes them before battle and just has a catalog of songs that he can sing.
It's a mystery to me as well, but fascinating.
It comes from within. We all have spirit there. We all have untapped power within us. Every one of us. There's good in all of us. We must search deep down inside you for it. And for it within others.
So, if there's anybody in the tavern that finds that adventuring chat cheesy, Solani is definitely not one of them. She's like hanging on every word and is like nodding and like, yes, 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 yes. There must be good in everyone. Yes.
1 foot up on the stool, like, oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen.
I think while this is going on, Gabriel, you are the only person who is able to take notice of the elven man who just entered the tavern, looking around frantically. How does your vision work? Can you explain that to us?
It's all right. So the camera shifts from the normal vision to what clearly is how Gabriel sees the world, and despite his blindfold, we see just like vague shapes and echoes of living things that like move. It's as if like 6, 7 specters of like a person just float around and move in different ways. And we see it as well that his like this only applies to people and living creatures. Like he very much depends on other senses to come, you know, to detect or locate objects.
Okay. So then maybe what stands out to you is not just body language, because you wouldn't be able to pick up probably on facial expressions, but there's this frantic body language, and make a perception check. Let's see if you pick up on this. Actually, you know what? Insight would be better. Make an insight check.
All right.
Okay, so I think mostly you pick up on just this sort of frantic searching body language. And then you see this shape turns towards you and like weaves through the tavern, heading right towards your table. He stands there. He waits until you finish, Bill.
Yeah.
And once you're done talking, I have to pull up another note. Hold on.
Be like, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me.
May I roll like perception with disadvantage or something to just pick up on, just based on sound, if he has like weapons on him or anything?
I don't think you need disadvantage.
Cool.
You could just roll a perception check there. You don't hear anything out of the ordinary.
Cool.
I think meanwhile, would I know, do you think, Phil, if William has been, were you saying earlier there's a barmaid that he likes, that he's trying to find an opportunity to talk to?
I mean, he's a bard.
Okay, so I think like while you're singing, I think I'd shimmied over to the bar, and I'm just behind the bar like talking to her, and like maybe we see me like gesturing over to you at some point.
Solania, why don't you make a persuasion check
Come on, baby,
to
I'm gonna do
see
it.
how much of a wing woman you can be?
Wish me luck. Not bad.
All right. She seems open to it. She's not like eating everything up that you're saying. She's not like, oh my goodness, and over the moon. But yeah, while you're chatting, she's like, all right, maybe.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'm trying to expound on William's excellent qualities, and he's such an honest man and a wonderful artist. And who knows if he, how many songs he knows? He knows so many songs.
Well, he does have a nice voice.
It is almost angelic, no? Wouldn't you like to hear that on a Sunday morning, bringing you out of sleep into the world? Just William and the birds.
Well, now you're being a bit forward, but he does have a nice voice.
He is a lovely man. You could do much, much worse.
Well, you know, I am looking for someone who is going to settle down, going to stay in the city, and you know, these traveling types, they're always going on some adventure, getting themselves killed.
Ah, but my dear love cannot be relied upon. It is not a constant. It is fits and starts, bursts and explosions. It is true passion. It is unpredictable. But that is why we love it so much, no?
She just kind of nods to that. She's like, you definitely said something that struck a nerve there.
Yeah, so I think I just give a slight smile and then like leave her to think that over, and then like make my way back over to the table, and maybe like pick up another sausage.
All right. So when you come back, and obviously, Bill, you already have noticed the elven man who was standing in front of you while you were singing. I think this is probably just right around when you were wrapping up your song. He is older. He has white hair, but he has refined features. He clearly was looking for you lot, because as soon as he spotted you, he came right to your table.
No requests. That one leaves me in bloody tears every single time.
Well, truly a splendid performance, but heroes! It is truly an honor to speak with you on this beautiful day.
How can I help you, sir?
Well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Delric Nightbreeze, owner and proprietor of Potions and Lotions, the premier medicinal and recreational apothecary in the city, and I have a most interesting proposition for you.
Did you hear that, my friends?
Yes, yes. A most interesting proposition.
Of course. What is it that we can help you with?
I think we see Delric. He pulls out a chair and sits down at your table. And as he's sitting down, he's talking. Like he loves the sound of his own voice.
Ah, man after my own heart.
As you know, the Zentarum and their thieving is killing the city from within. However, if that wasn't bad enough, it seems the night masks from Berdusk have made their way here as well, and they've already robbed 2 of my wagons. That's a travesty, is it not?
Terrible shame, terrible, terrible shame.
Well, I mean, perhaps they were in need.
I put my hand on your shoulder. And just like pull you down a little bit.
I'm assuming you have developed that sort of, okay, this is when you stop talking gesture.
Yeah, this has happened before. Yeah, I just look confused, but I guess I sink into a chair at the table and I divide my attention between food, ale, and listening to this guy.
Okay. Well, I find myself in a position to help the city and get a little revenge in the process. I'm savvy to a route of an incoming black market wagon the night masks are bringing in, and I want to hire you to ambush the wagon under the guise of Zentarum raiders. You're to leave one survivor, at least, so that they can spread word on who is responsible. And if we're lucky, the night masks and the Zentarum will wipe each other out. And at the very least, we should be rid of one of them. What do you say?
Well, it's for the greater good.
Certainly, it's certainly to help the city. Of course, the primary objective is the recovery of a crate being brought in from Chult. And I want that. I want that crate and its contents undamaged brought to my shop. If you do that, you will receive a hefty bonus.
Ah, you just said the magic words. Well then, do you have these disguises?
I do not. However, I know that you are all capable heroes, able to find these things out on your own.
Well, would you know by chance, any of these ruffians would frequent, so we could perhaps go and have a chat with them?
Let me find his sheet and I'll make him make a check.
Nice.
Alright. So he's gonna make a history check. And I'll see if it's gonna send to, let's see, y'all can see that, huh?
Yes, we can.
Alright, good to know. It's not, so anyway, he gives it some thought, and I will consult my thing. You know, I'm not really sure. I know that they can be found somewhere in the city. Perhaps if you ask around, you can find out where they've been haunting lately.
Yes, sir.
Or perhaps you could talk to a tailor. There might be one who'd be willing to make something for you.
But what if we go to the wagon and we say, "It is us. We are from the Zentarim. We need to borrow some
Hand
of
on
your..."
shoulder. And like after that, like Gabrielle clearly playing a role of this like sulky person that he isn't really, but just playing along as we always do. Just sits there and just asks, "You have told us about a bonus, but I have not heard a word about the actual reward."
Of course. The job pays 300 gold and a health potion each if you are able to execute the mission exactly how it's laid out. Then, if you are able to do that, that means the disguises, the crate gets back to me completely undamaged, a 10% discount on all future potions at my shop, and a couple of my own personal creations. And here, he fishes into his merchant's robes, and he pulls out a jar and just sets it on the table. And you can have this now, just as a show of good faith.
I will let other people
eat it?
examine.
Yeah, so Solania is looking at it, looking like still hungry, even after eating half of William's breakfast. And she looks at it fascinated and looks up at Delric and is like, "Do we eat it, or is it food?"
I put my hand over the bag and slide towards me and put my hand out to shake his.
He has not paid you yet.
Oh.
He's giving you the jar of whatever on the table for
Okay.
now, and if you complete the job, regardless if you execute how he's laid it out, once you complete the job and come back to him, you're gonna get 300 gold and a health potion each. You're gonna get the additional 10% discount and a couple of his own personal creations if you execute it exactly to his plan.
Okay. Well, I'll grab the jar.
Mhm.
And if Solania is asking what it is, let that question happen and put my hand out to shake his.
Yeah, he will go shake your hand, and as he is shaking, he lifts his other hand and says, "No, not for eating. It is an oil that is most slippery. I hope you find it useful. Extraordinarily slippery."
Hmm. I suppose if someone tries to get a hold of me and I find myself in a pickle, I shall pour it upon myself.
Ah, yes, that sounds like a fantastic use of this.
Well then, we should peruse the local bars and see if we can find some of these unruly chaps. See if we can perhaps persuade them to lend an old man their coat.
I nod, and you know from having spent some time with Solania that she thinks we're just going to ask them and they're just going to give us their clothes. We're just like your double meaning there was not understood.
Yeah. I think he would then, as if we leave the bar, he'll like explain it in great detail. Be like, we're going to beat them up and steal their clothes.
Oh, right, of course, yes.
They're bad
For
men.
For the good of the city, yes?
Yes, for the greater good, of course.
I am sure they will understand in that case. I'm sure that is what they want as well.
Yes, we won't hurt them too much. Just enough so that they stop refusing to give us their clothes.
If anyone would like to make a history roll on the night masks, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
They're probably the
Plus
best.
7
I have.
on those.
Yeah, there we go.
But yes, I'm how to put it? I'm like street dumb but book smart.
Solania, where are you from? Remind me.
I'm from Everesca, which is an elven city. I think like the only remaining elven city. Bit to the east of Neverwinter.
Okay, I'm looking for it on my map.
I think I sent. Oh, it's on my. I put it on my character sheet.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let me look at your
I
character sheet.
am in the Western Heartlands, so east southeast from Neverwinter.
East southeast of Neverwinter. Oh, it might not be on this map because this is only a map of the Sword Coast. Actually, that's a fair point because I didn't do this and I was supposed to. So before you leave, Delric lays out this map of the Sword Coast on your table. He shoves some of the plates and pints aside and lays out this map. And he points here. How do I shift ping? Is that yes? There we go. He points here. And he says, as you know, we're here in the city of Neverwinter. You may need to zoom in quite a bit.
Yep.
Because he traces a path. And I'm just going to draw this so y'all can see. He traces a path along the river. He basically says there's a road that goes along the river through the Neverwinter Wood. And then he puts an X right here. That is where the ambush is to take place. So now you have that information. That's all I want to do. So now you have your location of your ambush. Carry on.
Okay.
Why?
I think
I think
That's
every
a
rescue is
particular
off the map a
location.
bit further east.
well, he's Xing the woods in general. If you question him about it, he basically says somewhere in there, but there is a ravine that runs through the Neverwinter Woods along this river. And I know that they are taking this path. So somewhere in here would be your best point to ambush. Is what he says.
I see.
For your history roll, because you're not from the area and the night masks are very specific to Neverwinter and the area around here, I'm giving you disadvantage on the check, but you still get all the information regardless because you're very well educated.
That's right.
So, you know a couple of things about the night masks. They are a criminal organization that originated in Westgate. They took over Berdusk and are expanding into Neverwinter now. They are also known for using orcs and related races to do their bidding. So they hire them a lot as mercenaries and that sort of thing.
Okay.
You know that they have a reputation of being far more brutal than just regular run-of-the-mill bandits. And the last thing you know, and this is not common knowledge, is that the Night Masks are led by a council of 4 vampires in Berdusk.
Okay. I think while we're on the way to, where are we going to the Zentarim, to somewhere where we know Zentarim hang out, to try and convince them to give us their clothing, wasn't it? So I think while we're on the way, I'm relaying that.
Well, I think it was Bill who wanted to go someplace where they might find Zentarim.
Yeah.
Would you like to make some sort of roll to see if you know where they might be?
Yes. It might be a good idea as well, since Bill's probably particularly well dressed, for maybe him to go to a tailor. I'll go to a tailor, and that can be our in.
Okay. For some reason, this is calling for an insight roll, but I feel like this makes no sense.
I'm just gonna let you know, I just got booted from the game. I'm relaunching.
Oh, okay. I think maybe it's because I moved y'all back over to another map.
I mean,
I don't know.
No, because I saw the map and then it loaded fine, and then I moved a
Weird.
little bit, and boom, I'm just out.
All right,
Could it potentially be a history check so that he knows if he remembers what the Zentarim wear, and if he knows of a tailor that would be okay with making an impersonating a Zentarim member?
Let me look at the available skills.
Also, okay.
I think
restart.
I'm You need me to restart the music?
Yeah, because it's not playing on my end.
Sure. Well, since y'all are traveling through the city, why don't we play some city music?
Was that the cantina music?
Is that, yes, it was.
Yeah.
I will give you a couple of options, Bill. If you want to be talking to people and getting information that way, you can make a persuasion check. If you want to be relying on things that you've noticed during your stay here, you can make a perception check with your intelligence, or you can make a history check.
I'll do a persuasion check.
Okay.
It's not great.
Okay. When you ask for the location of the Zentarum, you know that people say that they're somewhere in the market. Like they've noticed people wearing their clothes somewhere in the market, but they can't give you anything more specific than that. However, while you're talking with people, and I'm going to turn this music down, it's a little bit louder than everything else. You learn of a tailor named Jellicoe. And this tailor is known for taking on any clothing challenge. He can be found in the Golden Needle.
Excellent. To the Golden Needle! Rapier drawn. Hits microphone vigorously.
And if anyone else would like to either make any of those checks, since you are all like investigating and trying to find information, feel free to. You can either make a perception check with intelligence, you can make another history check, or you can make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'll do a perception with intelligence.
Well, history.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll history just because that's the right number. But
Yep,
yeah,
that's fine.
I'm gonna
Sure.
do perception with intelligence. I hit it. It's coming through.
Is it?
Oh, let me try again. 11.
Yeah, none of you get any additional information. So you all are able to find information about this tailor named Jellicoe. He apparently has a bit of a reputation for doing weird projects. And then you all know that somewhere in the marketplace. So you've seen the shop. Ciliana, you definitely can lead them to the Golden Needle if you need to. And you've definitely remember seeing Zentarum clothes somewhere in the market, but you can't remember specifically where. And Gabriel, you were making a history check. Yeah, again, you know somewhere in the market is where you would find Zentarum people. You could probably go there and search. And maybe, like, if you were to watch the market, you could probably find somebody. You know that?
Right. So what do you
What's
say?
the plan of action? We go and speak to this.
Well, let's see, right? It might be a good idea for you, Bill, to go to the tailor, because you are, after all, frankly, the most charismatic of our bunch.
Yes,
I
agree.
I think. Well, Solania, what do you say? Would you like to stay here with me, watching the market for Zentarum, or do something else?
I think this is a good plan. I can be quite hard to notice if I try. I can blend in.
That is a luxury.
Okay. So I don't think it takes you much. We're going to follow Bill first. I don't think it takes you much trouble at all to find the Golden Needle. It is in, hold on, let me see where I've put it. It's in Market Square West. So the market is broken up into basically quarters because it's so massive. So it has a north quarter, a south quarter, an east, and a west. And the Golden Needle is in Market Square West. The plaza is dominated by a large fountain. There are lots of like what do you call them? I don't have it written down, but it's like basically like they don't have a shop, but they have like a cart or something with like a tarp over top, like a stall. There are a bunch of stalls set up around around the fountain with like lots of barrels. Actually, I do have a map if y'all would like to see it. It's our first actual map of the game.
Ooh.
That makes me kind of nervous for Bill now.
As you are heading towards the Golden Needle, that is the shop here on the right. Can you make a perception check for me? Okay. You actually see a group of 5 Zentarum. They're off in the corner near the Golden Needle. And they're scanning the crowd.
I'll take note
you
of
don't-
what their clothes look like.
Black on black on black, I'm guessing. Black hoods, black robes.
They have a lot of black, but also red. Because remember, they're not the black masks.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see them over here. They're right in between the Golden Needle and the Little Cat Grocery.
What the bloody hell could they want with all that cat food?
I'll try and get closer. I'll just try and like blend into the crowd and just get closer and see if I can maybe overhear them or.
I feel like the rest of you, unless you had did you have a particular market plaza you wanted to be in?
No.
Okay, then you guys, I rolled it, and you are in North.
Okay.
You are definitely still within like shouting distance of each other. If a fight breaks out, you will definitely be able to hear it. And we'll figure that out accordingly.
Well, I mean, I don't see. They're not going to be aggressive on sight, surely. And I'm just going to the tailor, so maybe I can just approach. Or do I know that is this a rough area? Is this?
Make an insight check.
Oh,
Wow,
boy.
I'm huge.
I was going to say, it's no problem if you fight them if you're 25 feet tall.
You can tell they're looking for a target. And you get the feeling, you just like the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You just get this, you know that if you try to go into the Golden Needle, they looking as you do, especially you look like you've got money. You know, you put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Perhaps they're talking to the poor tailor chap, fleecing him. I should go and find the others.
Probably, yeah. Okay, so I'll just drag you to the north end of the map. You are able to, I think, unless there's any reason why you think that Bill wouldn't be able to find you two, I think that you are able to regroup pretty easily.
I think
I think he
Solania
would
might
maybe
be
come.
difficult. But
Yeah, exactly.
they
But
would
I
see me
think if I
first.
see you,
Yeah.
then I would kind of, make my. I would slip out of a crowd somewhere and like put a hand on your shoulder.
Always playing hide and seek, this one.
I'm
Have you
undercover.
Have you seen Gavril? I found the golden needle.
But you don't seem to have any clothes with you.
There are a bunch of chaps outside that look rather unruly. I well, I say we. It's not very fair of me, but they may want to chat with me, and I feel if it should come to blows, I may not be able to take them all. My age, you see.
Your age? You're not so old.
Oh, I am for a human.
What do you live to anyway? 200, 300? You have many. Maybe you have 100 years left. You can't be more than 100 years old, Bill.
Well, he certainly isn't.
If only, my dear.
Gabrielle. Bill has, he thinks that some men outside the tailor might chat to him and it will hurt him and he won't be able to chat with them all at once. I'm not sure. Maybe you understand his meaning better.
I think.
Zenter him. Zenter him, Gabriel.
All right. Well, Silania, it appears our friend wants to tell you that he fears an ambush.
An
From
ambush?
Said people.
I have a plan forming, Gabrielle. You say that these are Zentarim, Bill,
Yes.
and they want to ambush us.
Yes.
What if, and bear with me for a moment, what if instead of letting them ambush us, we ambush them?
Brilliant. I love it.
I just kind of grin like, yes, that's right, I am brilliant, thank you, yes.
Put my arms out. I'm like, yes, brilliant. That's what I like to hear. The fighting spirit. Well then, the tailor is this way. I would hate to think that something terrible should happen to him. They are just lurking outside of his shop, you know. We'd be heroes if we saved him.
I see, yes, we must save him. He is providing clothing to the community. He must survive.
Well, Silania, if we were to ambush these Zentarim, then what kind of preparation can we do in this crowded place?
Well, I said before I'm very good at slinking into a crowd to be unseen. Perhaps I will go around the back, and when they least suspect it, I will say, "It is me, Silania. I am your new recruit at the Zentarim, and I need to borrow your clothes. Bill, help me out here."
Tell you what. Let's prepare a line for you that you can practice.
All
Though,
right.
if I am honest, it might be a better idea to send. Well, I like my head just moves kind of up and down as if I was looking at you, but obviously, you know, blindfold. And well, someone more durable forward. And I like pointedly don't even turn to Bill. It's just like stare.
I'll provide a distraction and you sneak up behind them.
Yes, all right. And when they
Yeah.
least suspect it, I steal all their clothes.
Yes, that's exactly how this is going to go. DM Staney,
Yes.
may I see if there is a beast of some kind, like a rat or something, in the vicinity?
Make a perception check.
Eh.
Yeah, you can definitely find a rat if you need one.
All right. Well, I would like to get.
Actually, you probably see one. Like, I imagine. This is potions and lotions, by the way, right here.
Nice. That's an amazing name. Sorry.
There's a lot of great names. This is the Last Pony General Store and Supply. This is Carpe Donut.
Carpe
is the-
donut.
Yes.
Do they have a carp flavored menu on donut on the menu just for those?
Down here in the south, there's the Defiant Chariot Post. You already found the Little Cat Grocery and the Golden Needle, and then up in the right-hand corner is the Quick Sign Shop.
Copy donut would translate to seize the donut.
Yep.
Yeah. So you probably see a merchant standing out here hawking like produce, and you notice that like some has like crumbs or like maybe a rotten potato or something has fallen on the ground and there's like a rat nibbling at it.
Right. I will pull out like a bit of cheese out of my hand pocket. Magically summoned cheese. I don't know.
You have rations. You can have cheese as
Yeah,
part
I
of your
have.
ration.
I have cheese. Right.
Yeah.
And I will just like raise my hand to the others. You probably have seen this before. And I will try to get this rat comfortable with me so it doesn't run away while I get close.
That sounds like a handle animal check.
Okay, never mind.
It
then.
scurries off. It's you see it stand up on its hind legs. You can see its little nose twitching, its whiskers wiggling as it like notices the cheese, but it is too nervous and it darts away when you start to approach.
I think maybe he'd already had his lunch.
It was worth a try, at the very least.
I'm ready to go ahead with the plan.
All right, Silania,
I'll
let's go around. And,
I'll approach from this direction. Meh, meh.
Okay, so it sounds like Solania and Gabriel, you maybe are going to be wanting to approach from like the Eastern Market Square.
yes.
Oh, it looks like Solania is gonna stay here.
Oh, so you're going-
your options are to the right of the Golden Needle is the Eastern Market Square. You all
Okay,
can
yeah, yeah.
approach from that direction if you would like, or you can approach from this map. This is where you currently are now. So you can just tell me if you want to approach from a different angle. This is just where I've dragged your tokens now.
Yeah. So we'll go. I guess we'll go. Maybe like this. Whoop, through the carts. Yeah, nice one. We'll go off like that, and then kind of
Okay.
loop around, and then try to come through there.
Okay.
Does that sound good, Snow?
Yeah. What kind of animal call would you like to hear when, it's time?
Like a frog, please.
Oh god. Okay. A very loud frog. What the fuck?
And then Bill, your plan is to approach them from the front. So it's like a pincer maneuver, just so I can make sure I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just
So-
gonna kind of walk around here and come this way.
All right. Are you waiting for them to get into position first?
Yeah, I should probably do that.
Okay. Then Solania and Gabrielle, go ahead and move your tokens to where you want to end up.
All the way over here.
Yeah, it sounds like over there. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you guys are currently not on the map. If you want to get
May
this
I-
close, you can roll stealth. Otherwise, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, I would be like off the map, or if that's not really an option just for gameplay reasons, then I would like I don't know, try to get on top of a building south here or something?
Would you prefer to find a place on a building?
Yeah.
Or okay. Why don't you roll something for me to see if you can find a way up in time? Well, I say in time, like in a reasonable time, That sounds like a perception check. So why don't you make a perception check for me? Or investigation. You can do either one.
I mean, perception is
I
the better
think-
one.
You're able to find I think it's over here. If you obviously, because you're blind, you see the world differently, but you hear, I don't think it's the same rat you chase, but you hear rats scurrying above you, and you can hear like their feet ascending, and that's how you know that there's like a rickety like walkway that will let you up into like this sort of little overpass area here.
So
So you can
over
definitely
here?
get up onto you could get up onto the Defiant Chariot post if you make like an athletics to climb up here, or you can be right where you are now.
Yeah, we'll just be right where I am.
Okay, cool.
This is such a terrible idea to split 3 ways.
I mean,
Nah, we've
It'll
got
be
them surrounded 3 ways.
Solania, if you would like to be where you are currently on the map, you can roll stealth to see if you can get there without being noticed. Otherwise, let me look at how far.
Oh, actually, could I maybe come through that alleyway? It's just a little
Yeah,
more.
you absolutely could.
So maybe I'm like coming onto the map like there.
Okay. Yeah,
And
that's
then
good. Then I don't think you need to roll stealth because you're not at all in line of sight. And I think you can stealth up from there, but I don't think you need to be starting in stealth.
Okay.
But you can if you would like to.
I definitely, my intention is to be stealthing on them as much as I
Yeah,
can.
then go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
I just noticed I don't have arcane recovery on my character sheet, which I probably should.
Yeah, you probably should have that.
16.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. All right, Bill, what do we see you doing? You see Gavriel up on this roof over here. And I think that is kind of your signal that everyone is in position. So what do you do?
I'm thinking now that I'm a bard, so I'm gonna sing a song walking past the market stalls, with my hat out, kind of busking for money as I walk towards the tailors. Cause why not?
Okay. Make a
Um,
performance check.
To draw attention to myself, and also to get money.
Yeah.
I don't. It's
I
okay.
mean, it's about an average performance. You get some coppers. You get some loose coppers in your hat. Go ahead and take like 10 copper.
Okay. You can tell I'm making it up as I go along.
You're clearly distracted too because you like keep looking at like the Zentarum group. Like, are they looking?
well-
Are they looking at me?
Okay, and then I'll just proceed to move forward until told to stop. Me,
Okay.
me, 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 me. My shoes are made out of duck, by the way. That's why I keep making that quacking noise. Me, me, me.
So I think when Bill is, well, I suppose I don't know necessarily.
Yeah, you can't really
Um,
see, but you can rely on Gavriel. So I guess let's pause here for a second. Solania, what was your plan, or what are you hoping to have happen?
I think actually I'm waiting to. I love that Gabriel, the blind guy, is our lookout in this situation. By the way, I think I'm waiting to hear the sound of a frog ribbiting. So I think I'd like to be maybe. I want to be out of sight, but a little bit closer. So maybe something like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I'm just going to be again. I think back against the wall, and I'm listening for a ribbit.
Sure. Okay.
This is gonna be so bad.
And where's the door to this place? Is it like here?
Yeah, it's like right here.
Okay. Well, I'll just be singing along, and then as I come to the door, just hang my
Yeah, as you
instrument on my back.
come to the door, one of these men kind of walk up to intercept you with his hand held up.
Well, hello, sir. How can I help you? Song?
You can start by giving me everything in that hat of yours.
No, but
I don't know how to
this is
do
a gift
this.
from the people.
It sounds more like we're throwing up. Holy shit.
You know, it's fine because I imagine Gabriel could make a frog sound.
Yeah.
If you want, you can make a nature check to see how convincing it is.
Fuck it, sure.
Caw.
It's
Ribbit!
a really, yeah, it's basically Gabriel shouts ribbit. That is your cue, Silania.
So-
That's it for surprise rounds.
I think.
And yeah, I think everyone also rolled initiative.
I think I would hear that and shout back, Gabriel, you need to get out of the city more. And then like run out. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Well,
Initiative
I would,
first.
I would want to
Right
start,
at the
Oh.
yeah. And then I have a lot of initiatives to roll. I guess I only have two. There's only two enemy
Where's
types.
initiative on? Oh, there. Okay.
Like where I know
Wait,
you never play a
You're
player
not
character,
used
do
to
you?
player
Not used to the
characters.
sheets.
Oh my god.
I know it's real cute.
I'll remove the turn order signature. There.
All right. Numerically descending. Gabriel, you are the first to act. You shout ribbit. What do you do?
I shout ribbit. Jesus.
Okay.
And I wait, hold on. Oh, okay, they're too far away. How long? Okay, well, we see around Gabriel's eyes, the scars he has on his cheeks like start glowing in silver. And I cast Hunter's Mark at... Wait, what is the difference between levels? Okay, at level 1.
Okay. Who do you cast it on?
On... I mean, the guy nearest to Bill.
Nearest to Bill. So this guy. Oh, I put HPs in the boxes and I didn't save them. That's annoying.
Yeah, that is annoying.
All right. I'll put some sort of mark on him. Green.
Right. And I will just loosen 2 arrows at him.
Hunter's mark is a
Using-
bonus action.
Hunter's Mark is a bonus action, pretty sure. Let me just check. Yes, it is a bonus action.
Okay.
I'm going to be using Sharpshooter for this twice.
Okay. And sharpshooter is the one that lets you take a -5 on the attack roll to get.
Yes, and I
plus
have
10
+2
on the
from
damage.
archery, so it's total of -3.
Okay. Go ahead.
I've done it.
Oh, I didn't see it. For some reason, it didn't scroll down. Okay. So the first one definitely misses. Hold on. Second one definitely hits. So you deal 20 damage to this guy.
Yep.
Nice. You don't
And-
kill him, but you do, like, you get him in a really painful looking spot. I think it goes like right through his leather armor into his side, and he like grabs the wound and kind of hunches forward. You can tell you've done a lot of damage to him.
Right. And after those 2 shots, I just like duck around the corner. Just like this rolling motion around the corner.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty. Bill, you are up. The thief in front of you who just demanded your your money is taking an arrow in the side. What do you do? Phil.
Are you muted?
Yes, I was muted. I didn't even
Hi.
press the single point. I said, I pointed at him and go, "You cockalorum!" And I vicious mockery him.
Okay.
That's a boastful and self-important person.
What did you call him? A cockalorum?
Yeah. And then, so what do I do?
So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw. What is the DC?
15.
Okay. He fails.
And he takes 1 damage,
Okay.
but he has disadvantage on the next attack roll before the end of its next turn.
Okay. I will mark disadvantage with yellow.
With an X, because he died.
He's not dead. Is
Damn it.
there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I get extra attack. Can I extra attack?
You
mean-
what do you mean?
You
So,
did
extra
use your
attack,
bonus
you
action,
can-
so you can still attack and do 2 attacks because you're Valor.
Vicious Mockery is only a bonus action.
Yep.
That's
No, wait,
one-
Vicious Mockery is an action, so
There's
no,
one
you can't.
action.
Sorry.
Vicious- Yeah, vicious mockery is an action.
So I can't attack.
I already got used to being a Sorlock with ridiculous access to cantrips.
That's fine.
Yeah, you
I'll-
cannot take the attack action, which means you can't get your extra attack, and you also cannot use a bonus action to like use an offhand weapon or anything.
Can I use bonus action to dodge?
You can not. I don't believe. I think that's a rogue thing, correct?
Right.
Or a monk thing.
That's fine. I'll just I draw my rapier and stand with my little shield and
Let
point the rapier at him.
me look at your sheet because you do have some bonus actions. You have bardic inspiration, which I believe is a bonus action.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think to use the bardic inspiration on is I can't see Celiana.
That's true. You cannot. All right, and
So
right.
I'm happy with that. I'll stay my ground here with my sword
Alright.
drawn.
you all rolled really well in initiative. Celiana, you're next.
Excellent. So I run out. Oh God.
Sorry, I keep saying Celiana and I mean Celania, but I think
You're
I'd probably
silly, Anna.
I'd probably call that Celiana. Celiana.
Yeah. If she
You
does
got
something
me
dumb.
doing it too now.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
So yeah, I run out and I say, "Sorry, but we need to borrow your clothes." And then I start stabbing. So stab with my rapier
Oh,
on
nice.
the guy just in front of me
Okay, that is a hit.
for 10 damage.
Okay,
And then I stab him again.
okay,
17.
that is also a hit.
Beautiful for 9.
All right.
And then I'm going to use face step,
Okay.
which is a bonus action to, if I can, I want to appear on top of one of the roofs, like maybe this one.
Do you have to be able to see the floor of where you're going? I'm not sure.
Well, I could pop myself into the air above it if I can only just see. Yeah, I teleport it to an unoccupied space that I can see.
Okay, yeah, you can pop into the air above it and then land and not take damage. I think that's fine.
Awesome.
And Snow, thanks for putting that in chat for me.
Yeah, I need to add the actual spell itself to my character sheet because I don't have the spell. I just have that feature.
Right, and I have that on Korovir when I played him, and I just put a racial. I renamed it as face step, and then I put racial in brackets, so that way I would know to separate it from his actual spells. But anyway, it's all good.
I think I'll put the description of it in the thing itself.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so yeah,
and that's
you teleport up there. You don't see an easy way down. I'll just let you know that.
Okay.
But yeah, you're up there. Good.
Cool.
All right. So now it's the thug's turn. And hold on, you put Hunter's Mark in. Let me just make sure. Okay, so you deal extra damage with Hunter's Mark. And he's got disadvantage on the next attack roll he makes. All right, perfect. So, being that the only person he can reach is Bill, charges at you. Let's see.
Good disadvantage from Vicious Mockery.
Yes. This guy is also going to charge up. He clambers over some crates to get into melee range with you. And they have pack tactics.
Shit.
Oh. Oh boy.
It doesn't give that other guy advantage though, does it just not remove his disadvantage? So
it'll remove
flat.
his disadvantage on his first attack.
Awesome.
So he pulls a mace from his belt and he just tries to club you in the head with it.
Okay.
So the first attack that you're going to be taking 4 attacks with a mace. The first one is going to be just a regular roll, and then the next 3 are going to be at advantage.
Right.
Why is that not working? There it goes. Does a 19 hit you?
It does, yes.
Okay. You're going to take 6 bludgeoning damage from that.
Okay.
Does a 14 hit you?
It does not. My AC is 18.
Nice. All right. Then the next 2 miss.
Awesome. I've got a breastplate and a shield. And +2 dex, so that gives me that.
So yeah, I think we see you like dodging out of the way, bringing your shield up to block a couple of these blows. But the first one, maybe you just weren't expecting it because you're like, oh, he's going to be shaken from the mockery. And he just clubs you in the head.
You'll never hit me. Old Bill's too wily for... Bugger!
All right. So that's what they do on their turn. And then it's going to be the other 3. Let's see. So they can move 30 feet. You're in a good position because they can't really, like, they would have to move to get around you. Let's see. So they know that a shot came from over there. They definitely saw Ciliana teleport. I don't think they know where you've gone yet.
Nice.
So let's see. I think this guy is going to move here, chuck a dagger, and then move here. So he's taking cover from this stall. So I'm gonna roll a dagger attack. He misses. So he has trouble figuring out where to throw it, where he's not going to hit his allies, and it goes a little bit too far to the left. Let's see. I think this guy is going to go here. So he's also taking cover from the archery. And he is going to ready an action. And this guy, he's going to make an athletics check to try to jump up onto this table.
No.
Oh man, he got a 23. He leaps onto this table. He pulls out his scimitar in one hand, dagger in the other, and he just tries to slice you up. 22 hits.
Yeah.
You're gonna take 6 slashing damage from that.
Sweet.
Ooh, and then he got an 18.
Oh,
So
nice.
another 7 piercing damage as the dagger sinks into your side. All right, Gavriel, it is your turn.
Does any one of them have total cover?
I think there are a couple that have total cover. Let me look at what your line of sight would be. I think you can see this guy who's at 80 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You can see this guy who's at 75. You can see the 2 guys who are in front of... Yeah, you can see all the guys who are right in front of Bill. I think these 2 have total cover because of their positioning.
All right.
And I know I'm going to just throw this out here, but I know you're a sharpshooter. Those 3 guys would have partial cover against you, but because you're a sharpshooter, you ignore that.
I was literally just asking, so who can I attack normal? Who can I attack?
Yep.
All right, well...
and
so good.
the disadvantage is gone, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
who's on one attack.
Alright.
Right, well...
And his turn.
I will dip around the corner, see if I trigger any held actions. I assume not.
Nothing? Nope.
Cool.
I'll interrupt you when it happens.
Yes. And I shall loosen an arrow normally on this guy.
Okay.
So let me just... Sharpshooter, sharpshooter.
Okay. There's so many sheets to navigate. You definitely hit him. So how much damage is that?
17.
Yeah, you sink it somewhere in his back. He goes down.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, I need a clarification on rules. Hunter's Mark.
I will do
right?
my best.
If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours to mark a new creature.
Yeah,
Subsequent,
this counts as this is a subsequent turn now.
as in after casting the spell. Is that what it means?
I was always under
I
the
think
impre-
it's when it's a subsequent turn after a thing hits 0 hit points.
Yeah, okay. So I can't...
That's how I would read that.
Cool.
You can move it next turn.
That was exactly what I wanted to know. All right. God damn it, my mouse is freaking out right. Whatever, I'll
Aw.
just use the pen. I'll just use the pen. Cool. I will in that case loosen an arrow on the person on the table
Okay.
without Hunter's Mark, with sharpshooter. Oh, okay. The first one, obviously, sorry.
Yes, I obviously. Wait, did you say with sharpshooter or without?
Yes, with sharpshooter.
Okay. Yep. All right, you definitely hit him. So he takes what, 20 damage?
20 damage.
Okay.
I need to start actually tracking arrows. I forgot about that. Cool.
You've done 4 shots so far, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Also, one question before we move on. May I switch a spell I haven't used yet before anything? You know?
What would you like to swap?
Protection from evil and good or cure wounds.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Cool. That's it. Thank you. That's my turn.
Okay. Bill,
Okay,
you're being flanked by 2 dudes.
it's okay. This has happened before. I've been in many bars. Many bars. So I can I attack and then cast a bonus cantrip? Wait, a bonus spell. Bonus action spell.
Yeah, if you can attack and use a bonus action to cast a spell. As long as your attack is not going to consume a spell slot, and then also the bonus action doesn't consume. Like, you only use one spell
Sound.
slot.
Right. Okay. Well, so I'm gonna rapier this person.
Okay.
Hiya!
You do not hit. No.
An extra attack. Hiya!
Yeah, he knocks your blows aside with his scimitar easily.
Well, then I'd better undo the damage that has been done. And then D4 plus my thing.
Okay.
Which is
Probably a 4. So you probably get
Yeah.
6.
yeah. There we go.
Would you like to do anything else?
If I move, I'm gonna get attack of opportunity from 2 people.
Correct.
If I don't move, I'm gonna be surrounded by 4.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Depends on what Solania does.
You'll make the deck save, right, Bill?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah. Okay. I'll wait there. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm confident in
Then-
my abilities.
I mean, I will just say this is not the first group of thugs y'all have encountered.
Thugs. I would call them saltimbancos.
Now,
Solania, it is your turn.
my question is Solania going to fireball a market?
Solania has definitely considered it, or I have, but I think there's maybe too much collateral damage. Now, what I want to do, I don't know if this is possible, is run like this and then jump to there, onto that stall. What do you think?
Do it.
I think you can attempt it. It's going to be a very high DC. Let me look at your sheet to see if it's even possible for you to do.
Okay. I think I have something on. So I can, if I go into my blade song mode, I can give myself advantage on acrobatics checks. So
If you trigger your blade song, there's a chance that you could do it. It's still going to be incredibly difficult, and if you fail, you're going to risk falling off that roof and taking damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it.
Just so we have all the cards on the table, it sounds badass, and I want you to succeed, but this is where we're at.
Yeah. I mean, I'm literally picturing like doing some kind of flip in the air as well. So I
You
get
just
it.
you do
it's
not have
easy.
the acrobatics for that. I'll just say that. If you
But
were
of course, I'm going to
proficient
crit
in-
the roll. So
If you were proficient in acrobatics, I would probably be telling you something different.
yeah, why didn't I take proficiency in acrobatics?
Can't you just use this person to break a fall? Just jump on them.
Just land on him. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what happens if I fail. I think, sorry, I'm going to do that. I'm going to use one of my blade songs.
Oh, also, y'all should mark inspiration. Go ahead and start with inspiration.
Awesome. That is an absolute essay.
I'm familiar with it because I just played a blade singer, so.
Yeah, so I think that we see like a kind of greenish yellow aura coming off Solania. Like she kind of has a peaceful moment, just like stands still, closes her eyes for a second, and even if there's not particularly a wind in this marketplace, like her hair starts rustling a bit. Somehow there's like the chirps of some birds. And yes, cloak billowing a little bit, and she just incredibly gracefully, makes an attempt at jumping across.
At least the
Luck.
run is
At least
graceful.
while she's running, she looks more graceful than normal anyway.
Sure.
And there's definitely like, while she's like this in blade singing mode, there's a real rhythm to the way that she moves as well. It's almost like she's like stepping to a beat that she's hearing. So having narrated that, I'm now going to fall on my ass by rolling a 1 on my acrobatics. I do get
Inspiration.
advantage on this. I get advantage from blade singing anyway,
Yes.
All right.
but it's going to be tough. So here goes. Yay, 22.
You die.
So when it's interesting. When I originally thought it, I was like, okay, maybe the DC will be 25. And then I looked at your sheet and like, that's literally not possible for you. And I want to make it so that you can attempt to do it. So let's lower it to 22.
Okay.
So
I think then.
I think you land over exactly where you want to be. I think you're gonna take some damage regardless. Like just like 1d6 of falling damage as you
Okay.
land really hard, but you're in position of where you want to be and you're not prone.
Cool. Okay. Sounds good.
So I will go and roll the d6. You're gonna take 5
Oh,
damage from your very hard 3-point landing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think I like attempt some kind of flip, and then like I don't land in perfect balance. I kind of stagger a little bit and just about stay standing, and then I start stabbing this dude.
Yeah, do it.
So I got a 26
You hit.
for 12,
Okay.
and second attack 21
You hit again.
for another 9.
Okay.
And that's it.
and a girl. I taught her everything you knows, you know.
So while you are cheering on Solania, this thug tries to shut you up by bashing you with a mace. And he still has advantage because there is another thief adjacent. Yes. So he's going to smack you with his mace. He gets a 19. So
Okay.
you're gonna take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The second one, bring up your shield just in time to block the second strike. If you had been any slower, he would have clubbed you in the head.
Well, I need my head. It's got my mouth attached to it, and that's what I use for singing.
And we see him look up to where Gabrielle is firing, and then he circles around you to get cover. Actually, he's going to be under this roof here. So that way he's not in
meat shield.
The other thug is dead. So now we're going to move on to these guys. This guy's ready to action never went off. However, he is going to rush forward. I'm going to move this guy just off the screen, or I'm just set him aside. He's on this roof now. Whatever. He's in the way. So this guy's going to rush forward, scimitar in one hand, dagger in the other, just like his friend. He's going to take a stab at you. He gets a 21.
Nice. It's a hit.
You're gonna take 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then I click dagger. All right, so he goes real wide with that dagger. It's like nowhere near you. I think this guy, the one just south of you, Solania, he's starting to look a little concerned. He takes the dodge action.
You'd better dodge.
What's the thing that looks like dodging? There's a little shield or something. Well, there we go. Shield. He's dodging. And this third guy. Yeah, he can get up there. He's going to run this direction. He's going to make an athletics check to clamber over these barrels. He does it. It slows him down a little bit, but he's able to do it without breaking stride, and he gets around behind Bill. I think they're all focused on Bill right now because they're like, okay, we've done damage to this guy. Let's take out this threat first, and then we'll move on to the annoying elf.
Fair.
So he pulls out his scimitar and dagger. First one, the scimitar goes wide. and the dagger just clinks off your breastplate.
Nice.
And that's it for them. Gavriel.
Okay, same question as before.
You can see the two that are in front of Bill and Solania. The ones behind have total cover where you're at right now.
All right. In that case, if I move to here through various means, would I be able to see this guy?
Yeah, he would have partial cover, but you would be able to see everybody except, yeah, I think you'd be able to see everybody there.
All right. The form of Gabriel just suddenly twists, and he appears in pretty much like the same reversed motion, 30 feet further down here. I use Misty Step. There it is.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Because how we do distances. Yep, go for it.
Yep. And then I will run forward, like narratively just kneel down and just loosen. Oh, hold on 1 second. Actually, okay. Actually,
I've been
nothing.
hit by this before.
Actually, nothing. All right, I will. Yeah, I will loosen the arrow at the thug, annoying thug who is at advantage. Just
The one who's dodging.
is.
Yes?
Who's dodging? This guy is dodging, right?
Yeah, I said, which one are you shooting at? Are you shooting at because I couldn't understand what you said. So can you tell me
I
what
thought
you're
about this one.
doing? Okay.
Yep.
Did you say something about advantage though? Sorry.
I was just like the one that has advantage because pack tactics, pretty much.
I see. I gotcha.
Yeah. 2 shots.
Okay. Let me check something real quick. Yeah. So I think both of those hit. Yeah, both of those hit.
Right.
You deal 33 damage. He had taken no damage, and with 2 well-placed shots, he is on the ground.
Right. That's my turn.
Bill.
Yes. I shall stab at him.
Which one are you stabbing? Can you please ping who you'd like to stab?
This one in front of me. Yeah.
Okay.
Where's that rapier? Where's my rapier? Where's my brandy? Oh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 9 damage. You definitely hit with that crit.
And again.
That one, he's able to deflect with his scimitar.
My footing is off. And then I sing a song of Healy Word again.
Okay.
I probably should just say that and then just roll a d4. Meh. Cool. That's another 6.
Also, we were supposed to be playing different music for this fight, so...
I was really like enjoying the chill music. It gave me such Divinity Original Sin 2 vibes. There was a bard. All right.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Bill?
No. I'm just here now. I want to go into the shop and I want to buy some clothes, and you will let me.
Solania. Or Solania. I got it right, correct. Yay.
Silliania. With a bonus action, I'm going to cast Magic Weapon on my rapier.
Okay.
So I just kind of run my hand along the blade of it, my left hand along the blade of it, and it starts to glow with like a bright green. the color of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. And then I try to stab this guy,
Sure.
the one that's in front of Bill.
Yeah, go for it.
Um,
And you're going to be getting a +1 to these?
yep.
Okay.
Hopefully I got it set up right. So with Dex and a +1 and proficient, 17.
Oh, you
so-
already have the +1 baked in?
Yeah, I made a new macro for the.
Oh, cool. All right, yeah. Yeah, you definitely hit him.
And 9 magical piercing.
Okay.
And then I stab him again for 20
Yeah, well, obviously 17 hits.
and 12 more damage.
Okay, cool.
I think I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. Oops, hold on. -9. I think I've missed something. Let me scroll up real quick, just make sure I've got everything. Yeah, the crit didn't apply, so let me reapply that crit. I think I clicked off of it before hitting enter. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, both these guys are dead. I'm just going to remove them from the turn order. The interesting thing is, like, they're thinking this guy's real hard to hit. Maybe we should switch targets to the elf, but you're going to be just as hard, if not harder, to hit. And they don't, know that. I'm going to make them make an insight check.
Just go after the archer. It's fine. He's
But then
picking he's picking everyone off one by one.
Yeah, but then they'd all be running towards you and get attacks of opportunity. And unfortunately, you haven't seen any ranged weapons on these guys. I think this first guy, the one who is just next to you, Solania, is going to try to take a swing at you.
Okay, bring it on, bruh.
What is your AC?
At the moment, 20.
Nice. Oh, well. So the scimitar you are able to turn effortlessly aside, but you leave yourself open, and a critical dagger just goes like right in between your armor.
Aww. Yeah, so crits hit anyway, right? So there's no use in me using my extra AC stuff, I think.
Correct. I think crits are an auto success and a once auto fail on attack rolls.
Okay.
So you're gonna take 7 piercing damage.
Oof.
This guy, I think, is going to try to slice up Bill some more. I need to close my thug sheet. I don't need it anymore. All right, so that is a hit. 6 slashing damage to you, Bill.
Okay.
But you're able to block the dagger before it hits you.
Excellent.
And then the third guy, I just closed my sheet because I'm the best, is also going to try. Yeah, he's going to try to swipe at you. So that is a miss. All right, but you were able to block both of those blows. We just see your shield coming up, your rapier getting in between the scimitar or the dagger. You're able to keep most of these blows off of you.
You bloody foppadoodles.
Gavriel.
Again, the scars on my face start glowing in silver again. I will move my hunter's mark. Is this guy still dodging, actually?
Oh, he is not.
Okay, well, I will move my hunter's mark to the guy next to him.
The guy just south of Bill?
Yes.
Okay.
And let me put that on. 2 arrows with sharpshooter stuff.
Okay. Yeah, both of those definitely hit.
Yep.
All right, give me 1 second to apply the damage. Oh, shoot. Who keeps at that? I accidentally hit another button and I lost his damage, so it's fine. I got it pretty close. All right, he's still up. He's looking very badly wounded.
Right, then I
I've,
will.
I've done that before, many times.
I hit the bracket button instead of enter. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, what I do sometimes is miss the minus and then just press like 5, and then they just have 5 HP.
Yeah,
Yep.
You've
that,
lost what they had. So it's-
he had -8 bracket HP.
Yeah, and Gabriel just changes position without even saying a word. And that's it.
Okay. All right, Bill.
I'm gonna give him a stab.
The one to the south of you?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Ah. I did click it.
Yeah, it's just being a bit slow. It's all good.
Hiya.
You know that should have hit, but at the last moment, he gets his scimitar right in the way and parries your blow.
And again. Ah.
And then he knocks your second blow aside as well.
An accomplished duelist!
I think Solania is like, we see her like swirling around. She's like spinning and ducking and diving and stabbing, and she like just laughs and says, "You should have had more sausages with breakfast, Bill."
It appears they're not Leute sacks off after all. And I'm like, you should hit them. You will do a better job. And then I give you bardic inspiration.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. What does
Alright.
it apply to? What can I use it for?
It's a good one actually. It's
Yeah, you should have like 2 different things. One bardic inspiration and something from the Valor bard that extends what you can use
Yeah.
it for.
Are you the ones that I can add it to
So you get
attack rolls and damage, or?
I think it's a D6, 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think
mean, the bottom. No.
the normal bard is to attacks and like ability checks, right? And the Valor bard skill lets you apply it to damage as well, I think. And something
you
else.
Can, alternative one, an attack roll. I'll do this.
Yes.
Also, it's a D8 currently.
Yeah, it's a D8 at 5th level.
Bards are awesome.
Bards are real good.
Yes, that's so great. Okay, awesome.
Cool, and that's my turn.
So yeah, you will add a D8 to when you spend your bardic inspiration on an attack roll. You will roll the dice as part of your damage if you hit.
D8
Excellent.
extra damage.
Yes.
DM Staney, could I let go of my arcane focus and pull out my dagger in my second hand, in my other hand?
Yeah, if you drop your arcane focus and pull out a dagger, I think you can just do that as part of your movement.
Yeah, I think I don't want to drop it actually, so I won't do that. Yeah, so I'm gonna stab the dude that's on the stool with me.
Okay.
15.
Is that with all bonuses applied?
Yep.
Okay, so you're not using your bardic inspiration on that. Actually, do you
Just
have
the
to declare
damage.
that
Well,
No,
the
you
one
can with bards. The way it works, like when you see the number, you can add it to the roll, whatever it is. And you just decide afterwards.
And this one, can I use it like normal inspiration, or can I?
You can
Only
use it
use
as
it for
normal
damage.
inspiration. So for attack rolls, ability checks, and then on top of that, because Phil is playing a Valor Bard, you can add it to damage or AC.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, then in that case, I will roll it to add to the attack roll.
I
Okay.
am such a
So
fucking
D8.
rules lawyer. Oh my god.
Wow.
Nice.
So
Roll
that's
the
a
what?
six. That's a 16 to attack.
Yeah.
Very much like when Bill tried to take a swipe at the guy south of him. Normally, you think that this should have hit, but he's able to get his scimitar in the way just in time and deflects your rapier strike.
That son of a gun. Well, he's got another one coming his way to deflect. How about this, sir?
That hits.
22 for 11 magical
Okay.
piercing. And I think that's all that I can do. I don't think I have any bonus. Oh shiz, I should have used Booming Blade.
Well-
Or Green Flame Blade. No, those are actions anyway.
Green flame.
Yeah, their actions,
But
so you
it's-
give
it's
up
too late.
your extra attack for that.
Firebolt's an action. I don't think I have any bonus actions, so I think that's it. I'm not gonna stay there.
Okay. I need to check something real quick. But it's gonna be their turn. I just need to double check something.
All right.
How are you all enjoying the music, by the way?
It's
I like
great.
it. It's good.
It's great.
It's very atmospheric.
That's the intention. Okay, I just had to read some wording on something just in case. All right, we're good. Let's stab you guys.
No.
So let's start with this dude, the guy who is just south of you, Bill. He's gonna take a stab at you again. His scimitar goes wide. His dagger clinks into your breastplate, but isn't able to find purchase in your flesh. So that's good.
Nice.
The guy behind you is going to do the same. And it's the same sort of situation where he's just not able to get past your defenses. What does this look like as you just tanking all of these bandits?
Like, have you seen the Three Musketeers? Where it's just like rapier sword fight, just like swords clashing. They're like multiple guards swinging at one person, and it's just like whirl of one rapier, like proper movie style whirl of one rapier, just like points the rapier down, blocks the sword, steps to one side, blocks it, parries up. Has this little buckler on his left arm just for like parrying. It's all like parried blows and movement rather than like just taking the blow. It's the fighting style of a man who does not like taking hits.
Fantastic.
My hair, my face.
This last guy is again going to try to hit Solania. Remind me what your AC is again.
20.
The scimitar comes stabbing through your defenses.
So I'm gonna use a reaction. Let's see. I'm gonna cast shield as a reaction.
Okay.
So 25 AC.
All right. You bring up your shield as you see the scimitar coming towards you past your defenses, and it just the scimitar like ricochets off the shield and doesn't hit you.
Woo.
I think with that shield in place, the bandit captain looks really annoyed and instead stabs at Bill with his dagger.
Sorry, Bill.
We just
That's
hear Bill
alright.
like, son of a fucking bitch, and just stabs at Bill. But Bill is able to like bring his rapier up and like turn the dagger aside. Gabriel.
Right. I shall just use arrows and bows at the guy I hit last turn, the one
Sure,
south of
then-
Bill.
The one with the hunter's mark on him.
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Does a 25 kill him? Because I assume 21 does hit.
Oh yeah, he goes into the ground. He's
All right. Well, we see the next arrow that I pull turns into just this weird, like, vibrating object, and I will use Planar Warrior on this guy.
Okay. Cool.
So, sharpshooter, let's go. So this is all force damage. 23 to hit and 26 force damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Since I'm
Yeah,
in battle mode, I literally just don't say anything. Just concentrate on sound. And that's it.
Bill, can you make an insight check for me?
Yes. Inside. Wham.
You can tell that this guy is ready to surrender. You obviously could just kill him if you want, but you could probably convince him to stand down now that all of his friends are on the ground.
Yeah. I'll try and do that. Like, your friends are dead, laying strewn about the street. You may leave with your life.
But
Give us your
not
clothes.
with your clothes.
He drops the weapons, and are we still in initiative? Is the question for you guys?
I've got my sword, like my rapier, pointed to his chest.
Yeah,
He
me
just-
too.
Okay, so let's fade this out. Boop. So yeah, he just drops his weapons and puts his hands up.
Out of character, I can't remember where we're supposed to be going, but I'm going to ask him. I need to know where that place is because we need to go there.
You wanted to go to the Golden Needle to get Zentarum outfits.
Yeah.
However, there are a bunch of dead Zentarum around you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And now we're going to strip them of their clothes and put buckets on their head.
Yeah, but this one too. So I'm still holding my rapier at him. He's dropped his sword. I think I like hop down from the cart and say, "I'm sorry about this, friend, but we have a great need. It's for the good of the city. Your outfit, please, if you would. It looks like a good fit for me."
I will point out there are 4 corpses that
Yeah,
have
but their outfits are bloody.
Selania, let's not be savages. And strip a man naked in the middle of the market.
Let's take him inside.
What's
Let's
wrong
get him
with
into
being
the shop.
naked in the middle of the market?
I
Let's just get him inside the shop. We can clean this up when we get inside.
I
Very
wonder,
well, very well.
I wonder if the guards are going to show up. I worry.
I mean, you definitely notice that this was a bustling marketplace earlier. There's no one on the streets now except for you guys. Yeah.
Bill, let's get inside here.
Let's get them inside. Yes. And I'll start moving the bodies. I think I'm probably the strongest in the party, am I? What did
I certainly can't move bodies. So.
Bloody hell.
I think you
You
are.
go to
Yes.
open the door and it doesn't open.
Knock knock.
Are there any barrels? Are there any barrels or anything lying around?
There's lots of barrels around the marketplace. You can see like a bunch of here. There's some over here. There's like the random circles on the map. You can see are barrels.
Okay. So we could just drag them into one of the market stalls. If this stall's empty, drag them into one of the market stalls so we're out of the way. Take the clothes that we need, and then just kind of fold them in two and just pop them in a barrel, like bum first.
Oh, you want empty barrels?
Yeah, empty barrels. Just hide them in empty barrels. But if there's like stuff in some of the barrels, you can just tip them into the fountain.
Oh wow.
It's for the greater good.
Yeah, you can look around for barrels. While you're looking for barrels, what is everybody else doing?
I will try and recover arrows. Like,
Okay, you can get half of the arrows that you shot.
Yep.
Those are just standard rules, so go ahead and take those.
I think I'm standing here with my still glowing bright green, my rapier, like just a couple of inches away from this guy's throat.
Yeah, and he just has his hands in the air. He hasn't moved. He hasn't said a word. His eyes are kind of wide. He also hasn't taken any damage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Actually,
so
that's not true. He's taken some. I'm wrong. There was another guy who didn't, and then Gabriel just murdered him.
So I say to him, well, I'm told that it is for some reason today bad to be naked around here, so you must keep your clothes. You fought well.
I walk over, still this blindfold just on my face, and just say, I'm very sorry. Friend, you tried to rob one of ours.
I don't think he says anything. I think he's just kind of in shock. This is not how he expected this to go. Okay, Bill, why don't you give me an investigation check?
Oh,
Yeah, you are definitely able to find like a nearly empty barrel that you can just kind of tip out the rest of the contents onto the ground. You can find like a couple of crates. You can find stuff to suit your purposes.
cool.
Yeah, I just want to like, just want like some barrels, like these things, and I want to take these bodies into a market stall, take the clothes off them that we need, and then just hide the bodies in some barrels and put a lid on top of them. As gracefully as I can. I'm not trying to fully stealth ninja hide any evidence
Yeah,
of the
I
body.
think the issue is that you can't find barrels that are big enough to do that, but you can definitely put them in. They've got like, they bend at the knee, like their calves are still sticking out and their shoulders, but then you can set the lid on top of that.
Yeah, just kind of like put it against the wall and then just kind of have the lid at an angle so you can
Yeah.
kind of like, well, that's kind of weird. I wonder what's in that barrel. And then someone would go over and find a body and be like, oh.
Yep,
We
exactly.
can
By
maybe
that
try
point,
to
we're
send
awake.
this guy back to headquarters with, like, if we
mean-
could find like a wagon or something.
I feel
We
like
might want to take.
Gabriel would just be like kind of waiting on the guards to show up, honestly, because that's gonna happen at some point. And just like talking to this person, being like, so, tell me, what is your name? And then like asking why are you with Zentarim? And this is dangerous work.
Why don't you make a persuade check with disadvantage to see if you can get him to talk to you?
You don't want to sell me
Inspiration. Let's
Okay,
go.
then make it normally.
It's still not great because I literally have 5 charisma.
That's nice.
He will not say anything. You talk to him and it's like talking to a wall.
Okay. Can I get changed into these cool hooded robes? Can I just put them on top of what I'm wearing?
Yeah, you can just put them on top of what you're wearing. If you want them to look good, let's see, does anyone have proficiency with like a disguise kit?
I don't think so.
Basically, if you just want to put them on, that's fine. If you're trying to disguise yourself in these clothes, you're gonna make a deception check. Or at least I will make it for you because I don't want you to know how good you've done. And I'll note
Okay.
that down somewhere.
Do you want to roll
So
it
are
from
you-
my sheet as well?
I will just roll it. So
Okay.
you're crafting a disguise.
Okay.
So let me find you.
Can any of us help with that?
If you guys are all doing this together, then I can put advantage on the roll. And then this will, instead of just being Bill's disguise, it'll be the DC for everybody's disguise. Is everyone good with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if this works. All right. And then again. I got the same roll twice. Cool. All right.
Nice.
So
2
I
20s
will.
as well.
What I was planning on doing was going in here, putting on the disguise, coming out with 2 more disguises for Silania and Gavriel, and then going up to this chap and going, "Oh, where's Zentrum now?"
Okay, so I think you do that, and then maybe Solania and Gavriel give you some advice on how to make it look a little bit more disguised.
I
Or more
look like
convincing.
I look like a policeman undercover. You know, like if he was meant to be undercover in like a biker bar, and they're all like rough, leaning on the table and stuff, and he's just like standing upright with his chest sticking out his shoulders back, and he's just, yes, you'll find us beer, mate. Yes, not a policeman. Wearing it too smart.
So why don't you make a persuasion check with disadvantage to get him to talk to you?
Okay. Okay. He's not convinced.
No, he also will not speak to you. He's
Okay.
just waiting for the guards to show up. He's accepted his fate, and he's like, I'm not fucking talking to you.
Well, that's
Well-
a shame, isn't it, Gabriel? And then
Are you
I'll
sure you want to be in a Zentrum outfit while after, well, getting attacked by Zentrum? It might look bad.
Well, we
Perhaps.
don't want them to see us either way. I think we should be making a move.
Right. And then I'll take off the disguise and can I save my disguise roll for
Yeah.
later?
That is, you've set the DC for these disguises. You can put them back on. It's going to be the same DC.
Sound. We'll just I suppose I'll wish him luck because he's surrendered, and it's I would see it as dishonorable. So I put my sword away and wish him luck and advise him not to try and rob wily old men in the future.
Yeah, I will use my silk rope to just like tie him to like something just so he stays here.
Okay. Because, yeah, if you hadn't, he was going to take his weapons and bolt as soon as he had the opportunity.
Oh, and
Yeah.
obviously kick any sharp objects away from him, right?
Just put them in a barrel. Just put them in one of the barrels. This is now a dead bodies and weapons stall.
I think we should be quick though. I think we should get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
So as I'm running past this guy, I think I like stop in front of him.
Gabriel, make a sleight of hand check to, I guess that's, or a dexterity check, whichever's
mean,
better.
It's literally the same.
Okay. You find something to tie him to, and you think that you've done a pretty secure job.
As I'm running past him, I just like stop in front of him for a moment and say, "Well, have a nice afternoon," and I'd run off.
Pat him on the head, roll patronize him.
Oh my god. Yeah, and I sure will follow.
Okay. So it's going to take you a couple of days to get through the forest. I don't have any random encounters planned, so y'all can assume you got a full long rest.
Nice.
So go ahead and set everything back up to full. And I think, unless you would like to start to strategize about what you'd like to do next time, we're probably going to end here
All right.
and start with the ambush. The second ambush, the planned ambush next time.
Oh, we nailed this one so perfectly. The next one, we're coming in with good momentum and ambushing.
Yeah. We're experts now.
I think I would spend some of the journey like trying to teach Gabrielle how to make frog riveting sounds.
I'll be asking you how to strike properly with a rapier. There's too many other things on my mind. I've lived a life, Think about all the good things I've done. Stutters before he says
Yeah.
terrible. All of the good deeds I've performed in the past.
Well,
Also, if you-
William, it's better if you don't go to the tavern as soon as the crack of dawn and then have the fighting afterwards. It's usually do the fighting and then you go to the tavern to celebrate.
But you see,
I-
if you're full of alcohol, when you hit the ground, it hurts a lot less.
Yes, but you hit the ground more often.
Well, I will have to agree to disagree with you there, darling. Whereas that I were a graceful elf as thee.
You people always say it's because elf is naturally graceful. It takes a lot of training. Actually, I was quite clumsy as a child.
The next morning, right? I wake up Solania super early. And then like try to just get her to like run with me.
To run.
Yeah,
Go for a jog.
exercise. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, she would go. She's. I just know that she's the worst type of morning person, like you, IRL Phil. She's just hops up.
Worst.
Like if you wake her up, she just will like jump to her feet pretty much and just be like, "Okay, what are we doing today?" Type of thing.
I woke up at 6 a.m. Sorry, I went to bed at 6 a.m. and I woke up at 12, and I was like, I'm awake. I just got out of bed. Just carried on. I was like, 6 hours sleep, that's enough sleep. Where's my food?
Is there anything that you all would like to do to prepare before leaving the city? Or do you feel pretty prepared?
So I would have to look that up, but do I know how expensive +1 arrows are?
I don't think that they are available to you, unfortunately.
Okay, cool. Hey, Serania, do you mind if I use some of your gold to like buy potions?
Of course. I don't even wait to hear what you want to do with it. I'm just, of course. And she like rummages like what she has. Pulls out like a slightly smaller pouch this time. She's got 20, and that's all she has left. But
I literally just have most of your gold on me anyway.
Also, if
Now all
you
of it.
guys check the pockets of the Zentarum outfits that you looted, you also found a total of 4 GP that you may split amongst you if you'd like.
Nice.
I will give 3
you guys
GP
can have that.
to her, and then like is probably going to give that back to me. So
Yeah.
right.
So I gave you then 23.
Wait, what?
Just keep a hold of it. If you just keep a hold of it.
So
Yeah,
are you
Phil,
telling me that I got 323 gold total from you to hold?
Yeah. To hold, to use, whatever.
To have and to hold, to love and to cherish until death do you part.
All right.
I think
Well-
I'm pretty good for provisions though. I got rations, I got water skin, I got a couple of potions.
I will
I'm
like
good.
go shopping, do that off stream, right? Just common items like rope and stuff. I can do
Yeah,
that.
you can definitely whatever's like on the adventuring gear stuff. I think common potions, so like potions of healing or potions of climbing, are available to you.
All right.
If you wanted to get like horses or anything like that, that's also an option.
Cool.
I think maybe, if we're gonna do a shopping list, I think we need to properly plan this ambush.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
I
we need
feel
like
like
axes
And we-
for cutting down a
I
tree.
feel
to
like
have
that
across
is
the middle of the road or
something that
something.
we can just talk about off stream, just between
And we
sessions.
can even like go through the planning next session because, like I said, I'm not in any rush to get through this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with like you guys planning your ambush for next time. I'll show you the map. You guys can stake it out before the caravan or wagon or whatever it is gets there. So you guys can like you guys can arrive as early as you would like to, take some time to plan out your ambush, and yeah. So you'll have time to do that next time.
Awesome.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right.
And of course, if
I'm
you think of
just-
anything over this week where you like, oh man, I wish I had gotten this while I was in the city, I am assuming you would have had time to do that. So don't worry about that.
Well, we're going on a bloody camping trip, so we're going to need provisions.
All right. I'm just gonna switch us to our little chatting scene. We can just we can just chat for a little bit. Also, something disconnected from my PC again. My USB cables are fucked.
Oh jeez.
And also, I'm just going to put in our little fan art that I
Oh
actually
yeah, I
put
want to
together.
see that.
All right. Image. All right. It always takes surprisingly long to just find my stuff because it's like in the 5th like subfolder. Wow, that's big. Hold up. That's way too big.
Oh, look at Solania. She's so cute.
I know, right? I'm in love with it. It's amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. Can you rotate it?
Give me a second. I'm doing it. Clockwise.
May I have your shoe, madam? Yes, of course. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. I love it so much.
You've got to
There
change
we
that
go.
to your token now, Dirk.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's
that's
great.
amazing.
It's brilliant.
So, feedback from you guys. And if you guys don't want to do it live, if you have like complaints or whatever, we don't have to do it on stream. But how am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing.
It was good.
You're doing good.
Doing great.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
enjoyed it a lot. It was really fun.
I think like one thing you do really well, okay, is literally just giving us space to just do whatever we want. It's like from the moment the game started, you just put on music, which is like, okay, we see this, we fade to this person, and then you just let us just speak after like we got together as well. It's great. I love that.
Yay.
I think you've got a great DM narration voice style as well. I don't know. It's just very immersive.
I'm glad. After stream butchering, yes. Tear me apart.
What the hell were you doing? I gotta say, for
Totally.
me, like it was a really different experience. Like playing, it's very immersive. I was feeling very immersed. Immersion is the word of the day for me, which was really fun.
Yeah, it's very different from the one shot that I ran for you guys because that was, I feel, like a bit sillier. And I didn't think as much about the immersion because I knew I was just gonna probably kill you all at the end anyway. But I'd been watching a lot of Critical Role, right? When I
Yeah.
started building this. And I was like, man, I really love how like they do the music and the narration and stuff. And I let that kind of inspire me for this campaign.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was the cause for like the music, especially like.
Yes, the music especially was because of them. I'm like, man, I like the music. Let's see if I can find some music.
I'm gonna have to look into adding some of that to Tomb because I've never done it before. I had in mind that I preferred not to, but I really enjoyed that today. Yeah, helped with the atmosphere a lot.
I think the only problem with the music is if it's not royalty free, it's muted on Twitch afterwards, or it's muted on YouTube. You can remove it though. You can remove just the music.
It shouldn't auto mute it on YouTube. It'll just put ads on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
As far as the music, I don't know if it's royalty free or not. It's just what's included in Roll20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they
So-
have like a good license for it.
They might
But-
just have a person that works there that does the music.
Well, I think all of the ones that I use are from Tabletop Audio. So
Sweet.
Nice.
I will say
Why is
the
it-
big issue with playing music is finding the right music, though, because they do not have a lot of variety in here. Finding this
Yeah.
track was real hard.
There's a guy called Kevin McLeod. And he's got an entire website of just all royalty-free stuff.
Yeah. It's funny because like I just hear his music everywhere. Just everywhere.
Ooh, Tabletop Audio is 100% advertising free, so we should be okay to
Nice. There you go.
use it.
Awesome.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't got a problem with the music at all. I think it's awesome having music on, and I highly agree with yes, Will like the music. Yes, it's just because in the past I think it's muted my own stream when I've had music on in the background, so you miss the talking and stuff. And I think obviously that's the main thing with this. But if it's not going to mute anything, then that's totally cool. No
It
complaint.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Also,
And I
Stanley,
would say
I just wanted to ask, like, how far into Critical Role you are at this point.
oh, I haven't watched any of it since we last talked. I've been too busy.
Aw.
They still have only just gotten to the first city they were going to, Zadash.
Zadash.
Yeah. And I just have not had time to watch it. So they're still at the very beginning of Zadash talking to some dude who's going to show them around.
Right.
I'm gonna have to start watching it. It's criminal that I haven't. You just started a campaign too, right?
I started at campaign 2, yeah. Campaign 1, I originally started there and it was hard to get into because it was like we're coming into the middle of an adventure. So it's kind of hard to get into it because it's like you feel like you're missing the first half of something, and you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
like on top
campaign
of
2 I
that,
started.
I feel like just campaign 2 just started after they really like got traction and like were able to just put a lot of just production value behind
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a big thing. I think I started trying to watch campaign 1, and that's partly why I didn't get into it. Is the production value right at the start of campaign 1?
The audio is real bad.
Yeah.
It gets better, but yeah, it's real bad. But yeah, campaign 2 is pretty good. It starts off really slow. It took probably like 3 episodes for me to like really get into it. So just keep that in mind. Like at the beginning, you might just be like, okay, what the heck is this? What's the point of what's happening?
Mm.
But it does get really good.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I think.
And
it's
yeah,
easy
that
to-
fan art's real good.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
Fuck
big
yeah.
fan.
I so want to just like, you know, I don't know. I so want to just freak out over it all the time right now. But I'm like holding back.
I think this is our first fan arts for any of our D&D games too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we have some art that were commissions from you, right? But
Yeah, my art doesn't count as fan art because I'm playing.
like, yeah, that's the first time we got fan art for our D&D games, and it feels great.
I know. It's not even my character, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
How was your DM experience then, Estani? How did you find it?
it was good. Went as I expected, where it was mostly me sitting back and just letting you guys do whatever. And then I'm like, okay, now it sounds like you might need a roll. So that's the part where I come in. So it felt really natural. Like the beginning was nervous, but like once you guys just started bullshitting, I'm like, okay, I got this.
Yeah, I mean,
Awesome.
I feel like that just works with the group as well. Just having, you know, us bullshit, whatever.
That is my GM style, is player bullshit.
It's great. It's pretty much my.
I'm
my
going to
GM
go
style
and
as well,
poke
to
them
be honest.
now.
I love William's voice, by the way. It's great.
If
He
you'd
was
like
very
to-
fun.
If you'd like to get round the back of them, I'll go and poke them from the front, and we can have a little foray. Little dance in the street.
Also, I loved his insults. I was laughing in chat about them.
They were great.
Yes.
Have you got a list, or were you making them up on Foppadoodles? Was the one you called somebody Foppadoodles?
There's loads of I was like, I'll look up old insults, and there's one which was Fopdoodle, but I thought Foppadoodle sounded just better.
Fopperdoodle is so much better.
Yeah. There's
There's a musicality to it. It's perfect.
Yeah, a whiffle waffle. There's loads like a lugawat. I don't know what that was, but it sounds like something out of Harry Potter. There was one which was Shakespearean that I was going to use, but I'm going to save it for later.
Hell yeah.
I don't know the context of it either, so I'm going to have to read. I'm going to have to read some Shakespeare.
Just
I'm not gonna
like reading Shakespeare. What are you doing, dude? Oh, just preparing for my D&D game.
I've got a little tiny book of Shakespearean insults somewhere.
Really?
I got it for Christmas.
Oh,
It's like literally. Hold on, let me get a ruler because it's like literally like 6 centimeters tall.
Uh-huh.
It's like
Wow.
a tiny book. It's probably like 6 by 6 centimeters or something like that. It's just like this little thing.
That sounds like a book that you would just have in your pocket and then just pull out. You
You certainly could.
Now I've got you.
Oh my god, I now want to play a bard that does that, where like he will
There you go.
instead of like just insulting people with vicious mockery, it would be just like, you hold on a second.
Take out the book, lick your finger.
Yeah. All right.
Cur. I'm gonna go with cur on this one. You cur.
I was just looking for old English insults. There's 42 on this page. There's a bed swerver. It's a Shakespearean insult. Cumberground. Dalcop. Do bitter. Like DW. It's an 18th century word for an especially large shoe, and consequently a clumsy or awkward person.
Oh. Interesting.
You driggle draggle, an untidy
That's
woman.
great. I love that.
That is something that my grandpa would say. He would-
Oh, this one was the Fustilarian. It's in Henry IV, Part 2. Oh, where are you, Scullion, you Rempallion, you Fustilarian, I'll tickle your catastrophe.
I still have, you know, the Scotsman from Samurai Jack, right? I still have that insult just saved on my phone, so I can just pull it out in notes.
That insult chain is insane. It's John DiMaggio as well, so it's the voice of Bender from Futurama, and he's just like, you namby-pamby, milk-drinking, squirt-wearing, basket-headed, toothpick-wielding. It's just like, it goes on for like, the episode's only like 20 minutes long, and it's like, just over like half of the episode is just him insulting Samurai Jack. This
All right,
massive
hold up.
Scotsman with a machine gun.
What do
for
you
a leg.
think of that,
Brilliant.
Mr. Pajama wearing, basket face, slipper wheeling, climb tree, backle, gather up and blade maw, blithering gomrel, Jesse oaf looking, stunner, neff, blokey, shan, milk drinking, soy bait.
Well, I'm gonna be right back.
Soy face, shield pit, min noof, sniveling, where might, hot blog, val, stitchy, calibrate, tatty. Oh, Jesus. I got lightheaded. Whew.
So your goal now is to do that all in one breath.
Yep.
Yeah,
With
I can-
practice, you can do it.
I can do it. I'm a
anyway,
rock
I know
okay.
you can.
god.
Pretty much, Ori. I totally just summoned a demon, a Scottish demon. That's how you summon Scottish demons. You just insult.
So a haggis monster. A haggis golem.
Also, Divine, I was really, really tempted to just do like a full Finnish rally English. Just, I can't. Ugh.
It's just practice. You just gotta like I learned a lot of accents from just drinking with friends who had accents and just making fun of their accents when I was drunk. Not in a nasty way, just like copying words that they said. It was
Yeah, I
just
mean, it's
fun.
literally practice. So, like, I'm not sure if I want to like actually learn Rally English as the issue, because it's just like it sounds cool, but at the same time, like, I don't know, not that cool for me at least. We want to do
I've got a friend-
shoutouts and close the stream.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Hey, so I'm just gonna start with our DM here. Hey, Stamy,
Hiya.
would you like
So,
to do the thing and stuff?
yeah, I'm doing it. So, hi, for anybody who doesn't know, I am a Stady. I don't do a lot of DMing, so thank you for being patient with me. I hope you all had fun with this little side adventure. We're going to be doing this next week and possibly into the following week, depending on how quickly our players move through it. I'm not in any rush. I'm having a good time. Hope y'all are too. I'm going to be streaming after this over my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Astani. We are going to be doing karaoke, and I'm also nervous about that. So come join me. You can request songs and all that kind of stuff. We'll hang out. Celebrating hitting 1,000 followers. That's exciting. And I just hit my keyboard. And with that, I'm going to pass off awkwardly to Phil. Phil, what are you up to?
Hey, me. I do music. I'm a musical boy. I put it all on Bandcamp and SoundCloud as Feather in a Dream. Snus kindly shared the link, and I'm feeling that kind of 28 days later Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines kind of post-apocalyptic soundtrack feel at the moment. Been listening to a lot of prog rock and kind of like ambient music and stuff. So yeah, I've been doing that a lot. If you like it, help a brother out, buy my music. If not, at least give it a listen so I can feel good about myself when I click on stats and see that people have press play on it.
Oh yeah. I have to say, like, your music really does remind me of Vampire the Masquerade and that kind of vibe recently.
Yeah, that last one I wrote, I was like, this is Hollywood Boulevard. Like, this is just the Hollywood Boulevard thing. And then halfway through, it turns into like, if I was to start attacking people in the street as a vampire, like, I wouldn't just do that normally. It's a game. Come on.
Hey Derek, you streamed today, right?
I did an extra one. I've done 2 extra ones actually this week.
I missed it.
It was ridiculously early in the morning. I think I started before 10 a.m. even. I was just up
Wow.
and I was like, stream time, let's go. But yeah, normally I would stream on Sunday afternoons, Europe time. So I guess early morning US time. Point and clicks, but at the moment, Baldur's Gate 2 is in my crosshairs because I've been working on that for the small sum of like a year or whatever, 6-8 months, whatever, a
Your whole
ridiculous
life.
length of time. So that game must and shall be finished. I think I'm pretty close to the end, but yeah, I'll be carrying on that on Sunday.
Where are you at in the game? Tell me.
In the Underdark, so I killed all the fish boys, and then some
Okay.
other fish boys, the Kuatoa dudes,
Mhm.
and then I think I just went into the Drow City, start of at the end of today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, you're getting there.
Yeah.
It was such a weird thing because like you just walked up disguised as a drow, but the city guard was just like, sorry to bother you and whatnot. Right. It was just like,
Yeah, I didn't roleplay as a drow very well. I went up and was like, sorry, can I come in, please? And he was like, you're no drow, you're whimpering.
Oh, that's amazing. I need to watch this now.
yeah, I felt kind of bad for like telling you that like the quest line is amazing, you should actually do it.
Yeah, otherwise I would have just killed everyone. I would
You know
just
what though?
attempted that.
You could watch my VOD because I've done the quest. So if you want to murder everybody and then watch my VOD, you can see how both paths turn out.
Yeah, I mean that would like make the experience a bit more organic for you, I guess, like natural in a way.
We're doing the quest. I've done
Alright.
plenty of drow killing in my time. It's all good. Hey,
The quest
Snow,
is real good though.
Hey, Snow, a
Yeah?
Twitch channel. Have you ever considered streaming on it? Do you use it?
I mean, did you know this game was streamed?
No way!
Shit.
Love you, mom. Love your dad.
Hey, so obviously
Mom, I'm on
this
TV.
game is getting streamed on my channel, and that's happening every Friday, 7 p.m. CEST. And 2 hours before that, I start with a D&D prep stream. Today was kind of crazy with literally creating an economy for a region, which was interesting. We didn't even finish, so we're gonna do that next week. Other than that, I do challenge runs in a few games. Last one was Dark Souls with Soul Level 1 No Pyromancy, and then Tuesdays are my literal chill out stream, and whatever I try to do on Tuesdays early at 10 a.m. CST, like inevitably just doesn't happen, and I do something else while chatting to people in chat. So yeah, that's me, and yeah, that's good. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you. Okay, let's chat a bit more. I want to chat with you.
I've been hammering Monster Hunter World, and I'm having such a good time. Fought a big boy dragon today, and it was like a raid boss. You've got to send 16 people to go and kill it. It's like normally you only have like 4 people in a level, but yeah, Safijiva. It's like your traditional big red dragon as well. So like, if you want to look up the ecology of the game, I would, because there's some really interesting monsters in there. There's actually one called the Valhazak, which sounds like a Norse kind of dragon, and it's an undead dragon, which is made of all the this kind of like an elephant's graveyard where all the dragons go to die, and it's made of all the corpses of the dead dragons and stuff. So, but it's an elder dragon and it's metal as fuck. And then there's a couple other ones with like big ice dragons. Yeah. I think like it would be cool for D&D if you translate some of the monsters from Monster Hunter into D&D, because they've all got like special status things that they do. So like it has this effluvial stuff. That's the first time I've ever heard this word, effluvial. And it's like poisonous air. The atmosphere around it's like all poisonous and stuff like that. And if it hits you with certain attacks, it reduces your maximum health to 1/3 of what it normally is.
Okay.
And
I always hate that mechanic. It's always so annoying.
Oh,
yeah, it's
Derek, you
rough.
have
You
played
can
Dark.
counter it.
Obviously, you have played Dark Souls 3, right?
Yeah.
The fucking
Yes.
jailers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, the jailers are not cool. I think there's something like those in Bloodborne as well. Maybe. I may be wrong. I might actually just be
there's
thinking
the
of the jailers.
frenzy mechanic whenever you go near the brain things, or if you get
Yeah.
inside of like a clock tower or whatever. That's really, really annoying. It goes up really fast and then takes off like 90% of your HP or something.
I think I
Yeah.
know how you feel when we talk about Dark Souls now, Astani.
She AFK'd, but yeah.
Oh, right. Well,
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I think from other games and stuff that you could pull as like
Yeah.
custom monsters, just because
mean-
you were talking about custom monsters and stuff. Dirk, is all.
I feel like in
Yeah.
general, like for D&D and other such like projects, you really don't need to be original. Like you can just rip off just everything and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do you have a quote bot in your stream, Snow?
Yes, I do. Are you going to quote? There's. Oh my
No,
god.
no.
I still have your.
You don't have to be original, just rip them everywhere.
Your quote number 2 is yours, by the way.
I know what you mean though. Yeah, I mean, I think really, I watched some videos from Matt Colville. He's a really good DM. He's got some series on like how to learn to DM, and he was saying, well, he writes fantasy books and also has been DMing for like 20 years, and he said in his opinion, everybody rips things off, either directly or like indirectly, just from stuff that you're influenced by, stuff that you watch,
Yeah.
you read, and kind of goes into your brain and gets jumbled up. But he just said, like, if you rip off something that everybody knows, if you rip off Game of Thrones, if you copy from that, everyone will notice. If you like get inspired by something that's really obscure, then you seem like a genius. And that's just how he does what he does. Just reads really obscure stuff and then borrows
Yeah.
plot lines and
What I
makes
love
adventures
doing
out of it.
is like taking like a story that, you know, maybe not super obscure, but like, you know, not Game of Thrones or whatever, but just taking like an element from it and literally just taking it and reversing what, like, who's the quotation mark good guy, who's the bad guy, and just like making that work.
What if Voldemort was actually the good guy?
Right? Even that, like, it's so simple,
Yeah,
but like
I can see how that would really work. Yeah. I do love that about D&D. It's one of those things where you probably, as soon as you start thinking about DMing, then you'll have like 100 different ideas and you're like, oh, that would be a great campaign. That would be a great adventure. That'd be a great plot hook. But you just will never have time to do them all.
Yeah.
You just got to kind of pick the ones that you want to do most.
You have to just play it 24/7. I would 100% play a 24-hour game of D&D for like a charity thing. I think that would be awesome. It would just be like,
yeah, well, introverts.
I think they do those. I'm sure I've seen that on Twitch before, actually, Phil. Like, obviously they did, at least with the DM, they did shifts.
well, there's a guy called Robotron. I think I mentioned him last week, but he's this Australian guy and he plays a game on, I think it's today actually, he starts playing The Dark Room. And it's like an old, he used to have the game on YouTube and you had like 4 options. It'd be like, you awake in a dark room, what do you do? And it's like, you
Yeah,
got 4
Biz
options.
showed that to me. I know that.
Yeah, I subbed to him because he's just awesome. He's got a thing on Wednesday as well called ArgPG, where he's the DM and the chat play the game, and he just does all the dice rolls and stuff like that. So it's quite an interesting idea. And you know, going with Snow, just ripping everybody off, like that would be an awesome thing. Now, the Dark Room though, he did a 48-hour stream of the Dark Room, and it was just like, I miss it because I stayed up for the whole thing, and I just really miss it now. I just want it on all the time because it reminds me of there was an old show in the UK. I don't know if it was anywhere else, but it was called Nightmare, spelt night, like a guy in armor, mare, and it had like, it was all green screened, and it would have like a kid with a helmet on and like 4 other kids telling this one kid what to do. And be like, oh, you've got to move forward, and it's like, you see an old man sitting on a bench in front of you. Oh, well, hello there, little boy. Oh, what do you want to do? And then it relayed all that information back, and it was really cool. It was like super old school, like from a late 80s adventure role playing game. And I think that's the kind of cool charity thing that you want to do on a stream. So yeah. So Snow, when's your 24-hour charity stream of D&D?
Dude, okay. On Tuesday, I actually did do, I mean, it wasn't planned, but that's just the way my Tuesday streams go. I literally was on for 7.5 hours. And I normally do, 3. So I was already just exhausted. And then like a webinar was just like, oh, we need you in that webinar. And then like another 2 hours passed. I was just, dude, I don't get how people do 24, just in general.
Yes, I can't understand it. 8 hours feels like a marathon to me. 24, it's just no way.
Yeah, I was up from Wednesday morning till Thursday night the other day. I just, casual 24 hours as you do. And it got to like 9 o'clock and I fell asleep in my chair for about 15 minutes. I woke back up and I was like, oh cool, that's enough sleep. I was like, wanted to carry on, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to sleep. Otherwise the chemicals that my brain produces is going to dissolve my brain. So I'm going to go to bed. So,
Was that a Monster Hunter session?
Yeah, kind of. It was a little bit of everything, to be honest. Just sitting chatting to mates and stuff like that. Like everyone's, I've got a few people that I know that are struggling to deal with having to kind of deal with their own company for a change, because not being able to go outside and do stuff that is normal to them, like going for runs and exercise and stuff, walking the dog, socializing with people, going to the pub. Like a lot of people, I'm even missing the pub, and I haven't drank for like 3 months. So. Just really randomly wanted a bottle of wine and a packet of cigarettes the other day. Don't smoke, haven't drank for 3 months, just really wanted some, so didn't do it.
Yeah.
But
All right.
Just talking to random people for 24 hours. It was great.
Right. Well, you know what? Yeah, we've done shoutouts, we've talked a bunch. You know what? I'm just gonna put us on the end screen and just let's say goodbye, everyone. Right? Have an awesome day.
Bye everybody.
Yeah. Check
Goodbye.
out in half an hour.
Bye.
Pretty sure Astani is going to be doing her stream. So do that.
Mhm.
Check her out.
You can if you want.
No,
Absolutely
do
gonna be there. Can't wait.
it. Do it. Do it. She's singing today.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good, man. You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And you, Free, thank you so much for running and playing the game. All right, have an awesome day. See ya. Bye.